Oh, all right. We live. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live because we're here and we're live because we're here and we're. What's up? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? So there's a press conference. I started the stream a little bit early because we don't have any notifications. All the mechanical shit around me is failing. This camera, it's not the camera. It's the swivel that it's on. It's like loosened up. So this shit is like fucking swerving all over the. Oh wait, I can't curse. Am I supposed to curse? It's too early in the stream and in the morning. This thing is like I don't even want to mess with it too much. It's all over doing whatever it wants to do. But we have a press conference coming up, so I figure we start early. We'll go over some of the updates and talk about a couple of things. So the press conference starts in 20 minutes. HPD. Let me set this up over here. Amazing. It's amazing. We have no notifications. Beautiful. I posted a video. I don't understand because some people, when they don't have notifications, like they still get views. Me, I don't have notifications. It's just dead. You don't get nothing. Nothing, bro. The shit flops. Keisha, you guys saw Keisha? I'm sorry, it can melt tone on and cursing. Teens watch your channel. Are you a teen? Teenagers watch my channel? Why would a teenager watch? There's barely any teenagers. I've seen my analytics. It's mostly adults. Sorry, it could melt. And I actually censored the cursing. And if that person comes to this stream, they're not going to be too happy. All right, demonetized immediately. All my videos have been getting demonetized. I should be more concerned with that, right? That should be like a priority to clean up my cursing and shit. Oh, God. Damn it. Stop. Is damn it considered a curse too? I don't know. I can't help it, man. I don't know. Gotten a little bit older. Been through more ish. You know, I mean, after a while, it's just kind of hard. It just slides out and stuff. What's wrong with my computer? I can't control my camera? Why can't I press on myself on the screen? What the heck? Oh, man, that's annoying. I can't move myself. Let's see something. Can I move this one? The mouse on my thing is not working. It works for this thing, but for the camera, it doesn't work. How does that make any sense? What in the world? Okay. Another issue. It's always something. I can't move my camera on the screen for some reason. Amazing. I'm just fixed permanently. I should have restarted the computer. I didn't restart the computer. All right. So anyway, fuck it. We'll just wing it. So a couple of things, man. A couple of things. Let me just pull up the links. Pull up some of these links. Biofather info to clear up some confusion. Why don't you want to work? That is the weirdest thing ever. What if I re-add the camera? Let me try that. But then what if I can't remove it? Video capture device, Sony. Oh, let's see. Oh, still doesn't let me control it. Amazing. Doesn't let me control it. All right. Oh, God. It's going to be one of those mornings, huh? Gonna be one of those mornings. Gotta pray to Jesus for a better day. Oh, it's gonna be one of those mornings. Patience, patience. Pray to the Lord. Patience. Okay. Look at the title. Rudy Farias' brother who died in a bike crash and cop who shot himself just months before. Mom reported teen missing as she flees home after son slaves allegation. Good morning. Jiggle the handle? Jiggle what handle? That sounds kind of funny. What? That didn't work. It grabs everything but my screen of the camera. It's so weird. I've never seen this before. Let me try this. Let me see if that works. This is the weird. I've never had this glitch before on Streamlabs, but it would be today that it happens. That's okay. I don't have any notifications. Share this out. I'll play this in the meantime while I get adjusted. Oh, and the other thing, you know what? Actually, I should do this because Grizzy News was out there. I'm getting a lot of things in the meantime, just so I can tweak the stream up a little bit. KHOU this morning in front of the house of Rudy.
Uh-oh. We found out from a neighbor that apparently his mother, who police are trying to track down, was spotted in the neighborhood here last night, just after midnight. A neighbor claims that he saw her drive towards her house right here that you see right here. And then as soon as she saw him, she got spooked and drove off. That's when that neighbor called 911, and that's why you see police here this morning. We're following the very latest. Stay with us.
Man, y'all come
Amazing. If this woman
visit Camp Full, y'all gonna die. Y'all come with disrespect, y'all gonna die.
Just hours after
Facebook does that, they just start the next video. The boy that was never missing. If police let this thing slip, man, and press conference. Change the title. That's gonna be a damn shame. Grizzly was out there, I guess, out front of the house this morning. Show that while I get situated.
It's been, following. It's been breaking news like since yesterday, since he was first said to have been found. So we're right here outside his house. Investigators came through this morning through the back. I'm not sure if they were able to secure entry, but they came out here. Janie Santana, the mother of Rudy, she's not with him right now. He's in a safe spot for now. And she pulled up, and then she got the heck out of here when she saw the media. And yeah, media is out here deep. There's going to be a press conference later today, so I'm gonna go out there and join. Okay, hold on, friends. Hold on real quick. I'm getting honked at. Hold on. Let me move this car. Hold on, friends, real quick. Hold on real quick. I'm just gonna move my car.
All right, I put a post on YouTube on the community thing since we don't have any notifications. If you guys could help me out with the likes too, please, I'd appreciate that. No notifications, man. How's my cough? So far, actually, I'm okay. I'm okay. Last night it wasn't too bad. This morning I haven't coughed yet. I mean, I just woke up literally I don't know, 30 minutes ago. Look
at the neighbors too. Neighbors are out
Thank you for asking.
Everybody's out.
Trying to close windows out. Maybe it's...
But yeah, this is where Rudy's been all this time. These 8 years, this is where he's alleged to have been.
So where this thing?
Yeah, she's not with Rudy right now. She was attempting to take him, but he's being kept in a safe spot.
Oh, so she doesn't have Rudy. Good.
She was. This is where he's been.
Yeah.
Look at all the burglar bars. I think maybe they
Oh, so that's
haven't
how
been
the
able
house
to get
is?
all.
Is that what somebody was saying yesterday? They have that thing up, like, locked up. Girl, I'm gonna have to get you everything. This thing is irking me right now. I'm just gonna throw all this ish out.
Inside. Who knows if she had enough time today to come back, and who knows if she's had time between yesterday and today to come back and actually start. Look, friends. They think it's great.
Who that? Oh, they thought it was
I think they think they think I'm Janie. That is so funny. Look, there's a
Ma'am?
reporter right there.
Surround her.
It's me, Grizzy. Grizzy with the hood news. I'm not the mom.
Surround her.
I'm not related to this. They came out the car.
Move quick.
Dude, they started filming. Oh no, they're filming me, friend.
My hair is kind of annoying me too. It's like
Oh
a
Lord.
brick.
Look, friends,
Like
look.
doing whatever the hell it wants. You can't even just do whatever now. You can't. It's on its own.
I guess because I pulled up to the front of the house.
Yeah, that boy slept out there. That media, they slept out there and shit. Woo.
All came out. Look, they all came out. That's funny. The media came out of their vans and stuff. I guess they thought that
Go.
I'm that lady.
What if that walkie-talkies?
Man, can't make this stuff up, friends.
Thinking like old school shit.
Jesus. All right, look, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna dip, but you guys please be safe out there. More coming on the way. Look, she's got cats. Has she been feeding the cats? Because she did tell me one of her excuses yesterday with cops was like, oh, well, I've got a bunch of cats and they probably tore up the whole place. Who knows what's going on? But I hope those cats are getting fed, man. Jesus. Somebody said, why are they outside the house? I guess to get some action just in case this chick comes back. Yeah, but this is where he's been staying, supposedly, allegedly, these 8 years. You know, he's on the northeast part of Houston off of Tidwell, northeast Houston, close to Beltway 8 area, like Brock Park is the other main street. Rudy is safe for right now. Mom was trying to take him with her, and she actually had him in the car with her, but for some reason then she came and left him. I guess she didn't want to get arrested with him. Look, friends.
That boy's
They didn't know what to.
upset,
I pulled
man.
up to the house and they all came out of their
This is bullshit.
their vans. Pobrecito. Sorry, it's not Janie, y'all.
Boy, slept out there all night. Wow.
I think they do have a warrant. I don't know if they were able to gain entry into the house, but they were here this morning. Investigators were here this morning. I just
What game you
talked
playing?
to some people.
Day one.
Somebody says that I'm live on Channel 13. Oh my God.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah, the cat, pobrecito, he's probably got fleas, man. He keeps scratching. Look,
We should
look at
organize
the
a rescue
cat.
for the cat.
Dude, they say I'm live on Channel 13. That's hilarious. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Payasos. Y'all stop being clowns, man. Just wait. Like, they're so eager to get the scoop that they're not. They just post anything, friends. That's scary. That's scary reporting.
Well, I can't move myself around on the screen, so I'm stuck in this one spot, apparently. I can move everything else.
Yeah. Who knows? There's just so many questions. Can somebody tell this media that it's me? Really? They said I was live on 13. Woo! That's hilarious. What's up, Matthew? Check, I just called you, friend. I got some scoop. Hey, so last night she was with them for a while, but then she returned them because I'm thinking that she's trying to weigh her options. She was trying to come here, but she saw all the media and she backed her car backwards. She's driving a Kia Forte. That's what she's driving right now. She's one of the Kia boys. Man. She's in a rental because Rudy wrecked her car. And she's been using the fact that Rudy wrecked her car and took it without her permission. She's been using that as a way to scare him, like a scare tactic. And she's trying to offer somebody some money, according to allegedly to somebody that knows Rudy. She's trying to pay them money. She offered them money. And it's on video, supposedly. I'm waiting for all this stuff, but for her to convince Rudy to take back what he has said. So there's a lot of. I'm talking right now with people that have Rudy, and they have very good intention. They have managed to keep him away from her. And man, y'all pray, man. Y'all pray for Rudy, man. This is an intense situation and time. And one thing that he told one of his cousins yesterday, because Janie did not want
press
Rudy
conference is
around
in 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes.
Family that he hasn't seen in years, who suspected that maybe this was the scenario,
Grizzly's
but they weren't
channel,
sure because
so
every time
I
they
put
come.
the link directly in the description. But she's on Facebook, and her page is Grizzly's Hood News. She's out in Texas. She's from the conversation I had with her in DM, which was a really long time ago. Years ago, she's a nice person. She seems pretty like genuine. I forgot what story. I think it was from Aaliyah Davis, maybe, that I might have talked to her. I think.
But they weren't sure because every time they'd come to the house, like, I guess she'd hide him or something. Well, yesterday he whispered in her ear, one of his loved ones, he's like, I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to be free. So, man, y'all pray, man. This is a very intense time for Rudy, and very man, like he's about to gain freedom, man. Y'all pray for his freedom, for his everything, for him to reconstruct his life. This is traumatic. I know you guys have heard all the stories and stuff, all the stuff that the media is saying. You know,
all right, so they're about to start this soon. We're here waiting. I'm stuck on the screen. Apparently we were having audio playback issues. I had no idea. Some people told me they had let me know, but I didn't see it yesterday. For like 5 hours, the audio was not synced. Not my audio, but like when I played videos. So I uninstalled codec. I think we finally figured out the issue. It's unfortunate that like I knew in the past because people had mentioned it, but I thought it was like a offshoot thing. I didn't know it was like something that was happening all the time. So I don't know, but yeah, it should be fixed now. Should be fixed. And by the way, if you haven't seen, I posted a video last night of the neighbor snapping. It's on my channel. I have no notifications, so, but I did post it this morning. I'll play a couple of seconds of it. Snapping. I had enough of this shit.
How long is that shit?
Oh, sorry. I gotta work on. I don't. Should I work on the cursing? Should I stop? It's better than not curse, right?
She gonna ask me how come I didn't tell nobody before now that he was missing. First of all, I just moved back to Houston.
Oh, so this is the neighbor. One of Rudy's neighbors.
But y'all, his whole family didn't know for 8 years that he was missing.
No, Keisha. Oh, so she's trying to say, "Oh, you're coming over here putting it on me." But how about y'all? You're the guys of the family coming on me and shit. Yeah, y'all the family. Y'all 8 years.
At his mama house. How can you not know
that
Keisha! Somebody that's supposed to be missing 8 years was home this whole time?
Let's skip towards like that. So she was saying that like I think the aunt popped up or something to the house, and she kind of was telling her like, "Why didn't you report it or something?" So she's like, "Well, why didn't y'all report it? Y'all the family." So where that thing is.
I sure am, Khadijah, because the bitch was trying to send the laws to my house talking about we sold
Oh, she said the mom was trying to convince people
about
selling drugs. Oh, hell no. She tried to throw him under the bus. She said they were selling drugs.
Drugs out of my house.
Woo-hoo.
So, bitch, you want to play games? I'm going to play an even harder game. Bitch, I'm going to tell him your son was in my garage and he wasn't missing. I'm a snitch, 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 like Keontae say. Snitch, snitch, snitch. You damn Skippy. I ain't finna lie for nobody. Can't do it. Not nothing like that. That shit is deep.
Let's go. Out with the kids.
But my thing is, y'all, why the police ain't doing nothing about it?
Where's the part? Let's see. Where's the part she went off? After the...
Hang in my garage.
Hey, baby.
That's against his will. He wants to leave so much of him.
What that green light thing is? Under the bush?
Be a snitch. So
where's it at?
I want to play games. I'm gonna play a. Is y'all? Why the police one people came up, killed these keep back. They some police. They out there rabbit ass. They today crazy there, which was supposed to be the lady's mama. But
that it?
Then you got an auntie that popped up. She said her mama stayed there, which was supposed to be the lady's mama. And when she would come and do a welfare check on her mother, she never saw this boy in that house. How come? She said, she gonna ask me how come I didn't tell nobody before now that he was missing. First of all, I just moved back to Houston.
Oh, shit, they come for you too.
So I didn't know the little kid was missing. But when I found out he was missing, I said he wasn't missing. But y'all, his whole family didn't know for 8 years that he was missing.
Oh, shit. No, Keisha. Oh, shit. So she's trying to say, oh, you're coming over here putting it on me, but how about y'all? You're the guys of the family. Coming on me and shit. Yeah, y'all the family. Y'all 8 years.
At his mama house. How can you not know
that
Keisha! Somebody that's supposed to be missing 8 years was home this whole time? So you telling me y'all ain't never tried to come over and have family gatherings with her?
Keisha, no.
And she never came to any family gatherings with him? Like, that's the question I want to know. Like, for real.
So she's pissed. Y'all come for me? Y'all come for me? Hell no. The press conference is coming, guys. We're waiting. Oh, man, you know me. I got the shit in the background. Just waiting. Come on, man. What would Joe Biden say? Come on, man. Come on. This is the part my phone connected to my car. My husband was blessed with Ikamel yelling. Good morning. Good morning to the hubby. He's like, what the hell is going on over there? What the hell? Have you heard of Lacey Fletcher case? It sounds familiar, but I don't know. The sound's messed up again? Let's see. Let's take a look. I uninstalled that thing last night thinking it would fix it. Let's see. Yelling. It is messed up. Shit. It is messed up. Damn. The video playback.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here to discuss the missing person investigation of Rudy Farias. But before I do that, I want to address our dash cam news that's been in the news starting 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to do that really, really quickly. And then I'm going to bring up Lieutenant Zamora from the Missing Persons Unit. He'll provide some detail on the investigation.
I switched the browser. I don't know.
And also Commander Garcia will come in and translate for us. So a few weeks ago, there were a report that we only had only 15% of our vehicles were equipped with body-worn cameras, with dash cams, I meant to say. That didn't take into account that we don't equip dash cams on investigative vehicles. So let me give you just a quick breakdown on the actual numbers. We have about 3,200 vehicles on our fleet used for various duties. 1,400 of those vehicles are equipped with lights and sirens, our traditional patrol cars. 1,800 of those are investigative vehicles and undercover vehicles. Of that number, of the 1,400, not every marked vehicle is used to conduct traffic stops, investigations, calls for service. Examples: if you have a vehicle that's assigned to public affairs, community affairs, it's a show vehicle. I'm not putting a dash cam on it. If we have vehicles assigned to our training division and we're just training officers how to drive, I'm not putting dash cams on that. So the actual numbers, we have 579 vehicles out of the 1,400 vehicles are equipped with dash cams. The mayor has agreed to devote additional $2 million, and that will outfit an additional 143 vehicles. So we're not at 100%, like I said when I did that interview, but we're definitely moving in that right direction. So I want to thank the mayor again for stepping in with that funding. Last thing I want to say about that, and we'll bring up the lieutenant. During my administration, which has been a little bit over 2 years, we've equipped 355 vehicles. That's probably 60% or so of our fleet right now. So we do believe in
what is he talking about?
And
isn't that what we're here for?
Chief of Police, I believe in transparency. So anything that we can do to move that in that direction. But I'm going to bring the investigator up, and we'll hold up, Mario. I'm going to bring the investigator up, and we're going to entertain all questions at the end about the dash cams and also this investigation. So we'll entertain everything at the end.
It's so weird to me that how can I be in sync? If it was like a computer thing, I would think that me talking would show out of sync, but the video playback is out of sync.
Good morning. I'm Lieutenant Laura with the Homicide Division Missing Persons Unit.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for the gifts.
Sergeant Jimenez, Detective Brian Ford, and Detective Elena Claiborne. Today we're discussing facts related to 25-year-old Rudy Farias, who was reported missing on March 7, 2015. He was 17 years old when his mother reported him missing. During the 8-year time frame where he was missing, investigators followed up on many tips, leads, collected evidence proving that Rudy was not missing during the 8-year period. Many of these facts included
the internet,
contacts and statements with relatives, friends, neighbors, and medical professionals. Rudy was recently identified as having previous HPD interactions, meaning that he made contact with patrol officers out on the street. However, during these contacts, fictitious names and date of births were given, misleading the officers, and Rudy would remain missing.
Oh, shit.
Rudy himself gave fictitious names while interacting with various patrol officers. After investigators talked with him yesterday, it was discovered that Rudy returned home the following day on March 8th, 2015. The mother, Janie, continued to deceive police by remaining adamant that Rudy was still missing. She alleged her nephew was the person friends and family were seeing coming and going. However, we disputed that. Currently, the DA has declined any charges at this time for making fictitious reports and failure to ID. Investigators have reached out to Adult Protective Services. HPD Victim Services has reached out. We've also connected Rudy with Victim Services to ensure that he has a method to recover. Now, based on Rudy's interview, there were no reports of sexual abuse reported. If there is a disclosure made, we will continue to investigate. Currently, the investigation is active, and there are new leads coming in. We'll continue to follow those leads. We do take all allegations seriously, and any new information or facts that we receive will be investigated.
That's it.
Thank you, Lieutenant. One question at a time, please.
Oh,
Do
no.
not yell them out.
I'm gonna let him translate, then we're gonna do it.
Okay,
Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
And what about what Cornell said?
Buenos días y gracias a todos por estar aquí. Antes de hablar sobre el caso involucrando a la persona
Ay, mi
desaparecida,
madre. Ay, ay, ay. No entiendo por qué. What the hell? Yeah, so Cornell was saying, Cornell said, and he snapped on the reporter that the kid would be showering, the mama would stare at him, watch him shower. Then the mama would come in there and like scrub the kid down. Oh, the kid made her, she made, and really we're talking about an adult now at this point, made Rudy scrub her down, and they would get in the bed. And he was talking about mama tongue kissing him and stuff in the bed. And so he was making it, I thought he said abuse, but he was making it be like you have to read between the lines because he snapped on the reporter. It's like, oh, if your mama tongue kissing you, what do you think? So it was the way Cornell said it. So what is going on?
y estamos trabajando con el alcalde que nos ha dado $2 millones para ponerle las cámaras al resto de nuestros vehículos. Aproximadamente 143 vehículos van a ser, se les va a agregar esa cámara montada y esperamos acabar con el resto de la flota cuando haya fondos necesarios. Ahora, referente al caso de Rudy Farias, voy a hablar un poco sobre lo que dijo el teniente de esta investigación. En el 2015 se reportó a este individuo como una persona desaparecida. En ese momento tenía 17 años de edad. La investigación que han conducido los detectives nos indica de que esta persona en realidad no estaba desaparecida, que hubo contactos con la policía durante estos 8 años. Desafortunadamente, cuando hubo contacto con la policía, este individuo dio otro nombre, un nombre ficticio, y por eso nunca se pudo indicar en nuestros récords, en nuestros archivos, de que esta persona que había sido reportada desaparecida había tenido contacto con la policía. Entonces, van a contestar sus preguntas. En este momento nada más quiero decirles de que cualquier necesidad que tenga Rudy se le va a dar. Si necesita ayuda de nuestras divisiones de asistencia a víctimas, se les va a proporcionar. ¿Okay? No se les ha dado ninguna, el procurador, la oficina del procurador no ha aceptado ningún cargo en este momento. Gracias.
Go ahead. Right.
We heard from activist Quinell X, and he made some shocking allegations that he was in the room with a detective and he heard from Rudy firsthand. He said that there were sexual abuse allegations and that he was drugged by his mother. From what you just said today, are you saying that the activist was lying?
Basically, what we're saying is our investigation is our investigation, and we treat it the same. We're going to, our investigators were in the room, and basically, what they heard and what they interviewed, that's what we attest to in our offense reports and our investigations. And I'm not here, neither are they here to question anybody's integrity, but our integrity with the Houston Police Department stands, and we're going to report and put in offense reports what a victim or potential victim tells us. Okay.
But just to be clear, in that room, the detective did not hear anything about sexual abuse allegations.
Yeah, he's nasty. He answered shit.
Yeah, Sergeant Stephen Menes. Yes, I interviewed him, and no, there was no. I'm trained to listen for probable cause. I'm trained to listen for statements that can help me get charges or move forward with a case. And no, there was no statements made during this investigation so far. No.
Thank you. Next question. Go ahead, Mario.
Can that be answered in
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
I want to get
We get it.
clarification on this, Chief, because there's a key word there. You said there was no reports of sexual abuse. Is that correct, sir? What you said?
That is correct, coming from Rudy Farias.
Was there any conversations about a sexual relationship between the mother and the son?
So there might
we
have
don't
been.
release
There might have been.
Any type of information.
What they say is consensual?
related to sexual assaults. That's just state law. I can't comment on that.
Go ahead.
Is Rudy a victim then in all of this, or did he and his mother work together? And I mean, he wasn't missing now.
The investigation is still going on, Courtney, and I'm not going to say that he's a victim or not. I'm thinking, and saying we're going to treat this just as we do with any potential victim or victim, and we're going to give respect to everybody that's involved. We're going to conduct our investigation, and we're kind of right at the beginning of it. This investigation is going to go on after this press conference.
What's next? Could we see any charges?
If charges are appropriate, they'll see. But let us conduct the investigation. And what's next, Courtney? Just as any other investigation, we're going to follow our evidence. We're going to do more interviews, and we're going to follow the evidence. And I think that's important. Go ahead.
Chief, can you say, were there any signs of mental illness, that he might be mentally ill, that his mother might be mentally ill?
We're not going to say that right now. Anyway, we're going to conduct the investigation. It's really too early to determine that. There are going to be some more parts to
popping the bottle right now,
and some of that may come.
Mama's popping the bottle
right now.
So just because there were some other allegations that he had been held prisoner, that he had been taken to Mexico, is there any indication that that was true, or was that like a delusion? Because that would have been kidnapping.
Oh, that Mexico story. We got to get into that.
We don't have any information to say that there was any kind of kidnapping or anything like that right now.
Okay.
Have any search warrants have been served at the house where he used to be?
I think so. No search warrants.
No, at the time he was reported missing 8 years ago. Being missing is not a crime, so the detectives had no lawful means or probable cause to issue a search warrant for the residence, which was served several times.
We're going to work our way down, and we'll get back to you. Go ahead. Yes.
On the dash cams, what's the timeline for installation for the new ones?
There's no permanent timeline. As you can imagine, there's a cost to it, and there are some complications. And give you one just quick thing, a challenge. 200 of our vehicles are.
How hard is it to put a dash cam? What the fuck? You can't afford that shit?
2014 are older. That's a challenge.
Special dash cameras?
When we're up against a financial budget like we are, you got to pick and choose, and you got to prioritize some things. So, but as quickly as funding
I wanted
comes
to fund the cops anyway.
That work to getting all of our patrol vehicles and those vehicles that come into contact with the public with dash cams. But I want people to realize one thing: 100% of our officers that's out there on the streets have body-worn cameras on. 100%, and we know for a fact that if you would choose dash cams, I'd love to have both systems. Okay, 100%. But once you get out that car, where most things happen in an interaction hand to hand, I want that body worn camera. But as we get funding in, and as I said, the mayor is stepping up, and like he always does. But he can only do so much. This funding issue didn't start, and I'm gonna say this: I stay away from politics, okay? But the citizens in Houston, at some point in time, we're gonna have to really face how we're gonna properly fund.
Hey, you guys gotta stop voting this bullshit in.
And public servants, okay? Because
I don't know actually who's there actually running the shit.
Equipment. We can't keep kicking that can down the street. We're gonna have to talk about things of
I know, right, Holtz? You're right.
But we'll leave it to the politicians. Next question. Go ahead.
So I heard you mention that there was no need for a search warrant when he was reported missing years ago. But in between yesterday and the day that he was discovered, was anything searched? Was anybody questioned? Did anybody go by the house?
Rudy and his mother were interviewed yesterday. As far as anyone going to the house, it's still active investigation. We can't release details pertaining to that.
So quick clarity, was he 17 at the time that he was missing?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So he's 25.
He's 25 now. Yeah. Go ahead, Mario. I'll get you all up. Go ahead.
Was there
yes, Jess. You want to come up after?
Filed by his mother at the very beginning.
I'd love to have you.
That was in March 7th of 2015.
So there was a missing persons report that was filed.
Correct.
And so this is what I'm asking on this end. Could the mother be detained for filing a missing persons report.
Oh, you said if.
And never once informing HPD that he came home.
Yes, she could be reported or detained. That offense is a Class C misdemeanor, which is similar to a traffic citation. Right.
Rudy Farias was found on Thursday. Your investigator spoke to him nearly a week later. Do you think it was a mistake not to speak to him sooner? You said yourself the DA has not accepted charges. That's a week where evidence could be destroyed. What's your response to that?
So it's procedure for the investigation to go through a channel. And when it reaches us, we review it. There was no urgency to investigate a recovered or found person. And I say that because patrol officers made contact with him. They ensured that he was safe. They contacted HFD to make sure that he didn't need medical treatment, and he was cleared on scene by HFD. He refused transportation to the hospital. His mother took him to the hospital later on that evening.
What the lieutenant said, I think, is important. You can't force a potential victim of a missing person, okay, with nothing else, to come in and give a statement. So it takes time to try to work with people to get that statement.
And Chief, I know you believe in transparency, and for the public, we're going to put this on the news and it's going to cause more questions, because yesterday we hear from the activist who makes these shocking allegations. And as a reporter who was there, I did see him myself go in and out of the room. So it was clear that he had some sort of communication.
Transparency doesn't come in front and maintaining the integrity of the investigation. And that's where my transparency stops. But and it's the last question I'm going to ask about the activists or anybody else. We're going to follow our investigation, and we treat it the same. Everybody has a role in society, and we respect everybody, including our activists. But the integrity of the investigation is number one, and we're going to maintain that.
Him going inside that room, did that jeopardize the investigation by allowing him inside that room?
I don't think so. Go ahead.
Do we know where's Rudy at this moment and his mom?
Yes, we do. Rudy's safe. He is with his mother by choice.
He's an adult.
Yeah.
He's a 25-year-old man.
Right. Hey, we're going to get a few more. Mario right here, and then we're going to work our way down. Probably 4 more. We're going to wrap.
You used the word a minute ago in describing Rudy as a victim. We know that
I said potential victim, and I want to be respectful on that. Yeah.
He disappeared when he was a young man, a teenager. Okay.
17
years old. There's been cases in the past where people have been brainwashed, where people have been told you cannot, and they're being held against their will. For everyone that's going to be watching this worldwide, because this is a worldwide story, how do you not separate him until you guys are able to get everything together, considering that he disappeared as a child?
Mario, you've been in the business for a long time.
I have.
And I'm gonna let you answer that, okay? We've explained everything, some of the challenges and whatnot. Here's a fact. He's a grown man.
Oh,
20. Listen to what I'm saying. You want me to answer? No, he was an adult, 17. Hold up, okay? Not confrontational. I respect what everybody does, okay? But 17 years old, that's an adult in the state of Texas, okay? A lot of things that we shared up here. So we're gonna work our way through it. It takes a little while. There's a lot of development still, even last night, okay? We know that. Everything's coming up. We're going to investigate it. The integrity is going to stay in place. We're going to treat him the same as any other person that comes through that we're conducting an investigation on. I'm done with that part.
Go ahead, Courtney.
Detective, this might be a better question for the detective. I don't know.
Okay.
What's the reason then? What can you tell us about why Rudy and his mother then allegedly lied for 8 years and said he was missing when he clearly wasn't?
I can answer that though. I mean,
what's the
we can't predict motivation or whatnot.
No,
we can just try.
They offered during their interview that they said, "Why go on living this life?"
But during the interview and the particulars of it, it's active investigation.
Right.
We respect it.
Give us anything.
Okay. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, I mean, an 8-year investigation like that, how many resources does it take out?
We wasn't just doing 8 years total investigation, okay? So it went dormant for a little bit, but the case was still open, okay? And I want to say this: until we find people, until we clear it, that's when it should be cleared. But if your question is, we expended some resources. Absolutely, yes.
Tell me if the audio changes with that. I did something. I doubt it.
Vehicles presents a challenge to installation. Is that what you meant?
No, you're prioritizing. Okay, we're in a budget that there are challenges. Okay, and what I presented, and we'll side note this. Okay, because it takes a little while to explain it. When you have challenges, people look at a $1 billion budget. Okay, and everybody just, oh my God, HPD has a lot of money. 92% of that goes to salary and benefits, so it's not a whole lot of money. We have to pay our people, and we have to be competitive. The mayor just gave $7.2 million so we can get more cadets in. So there are a lot of challenges. What I'm saying is this didn't happen just in the mayor's administration. For years, you need so much amount, 14 million. I always talk about that to properly replace vehicles in our fleet. But some years when things are just, you got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, when you don't get that, it kicks it back and it makes it worse. We have an aging fleet. 50% of our vehicles, or a little bit more, are beyond the replacement life, and that's patrol vehicles, 100,000 miles, 5 years. Unmarked vehicles, 120,000 miles, 7 years. Okay, so we have a very aging fleet and a lot of other problems. So we'll prioritize, and we're going to get there where we need to. But outside state, go ahead.
I just want to clarify. So then,
yes,
because I know you said it's an ongoing investigation, but can you say whether that they did give some sort of explanations to why they did this, or
no?
You can't say it all. Or?
No,
you
we're
said
not going to
patrol
say
units
anything.
made contact.
Let me get you, and then I'm going to get you. You're going to be the last one. Go ahead.
So I know that, why were HPD officers at the home this morning? And also I know family members are concerned for Rudy's safety. Is there no concerns as far as the investigation?
You guys want to talk about that call for service?
We can. It's a call for service. There was a burglary report last night at the house. Patrol responded, and we were alerted because it was a house of note, and it's been part of the investigation, and that is also now part of our investigation. What happened last night? And it's still
You said in the beginning of
Thank
this
you.
press conference that Rudy has made contact with patrol units at some point. Can you explain what that was, and does he face any charges for saying that he had false names?
So it is a criminal offense to give false names when you're detained under arrest or you're making a valid police report. There was an instance where he did that, him and his mother. At this time, though, the district attorney has declined to accept charges on that until our entire investigation has been completed.
So you tried to charge him as well?
The facts were presented to the district attorney.
Mario, we're going to end it, okay?
Can you say what that contact was quickly, though, with him? You said patrol units. Was it like he was stopped in his car? Can you just tell us?
I was going to ask specifically, did HPD ever go to his home and with his mother, and were any fictitious names given at the home?
Investigators did go out to the home multiple times. They talked to various family members, relatives, friends, neighbors, and yes, they were given a fictitious name.
So was there contact made with Rudy at his
Answer
home?
that.
Let me close with this one thing, okay? Let me close with this, Mario. Look,
they would have said no.
We've
they would have said
been
no.
open as we can.
I think they
It's
walked
not
in that
our
house
first
and saw Rudy.
investigation, and everybody here
And walked out.
understands what I'm saying about the integrity investigation.
I don't like that.
This is where we're going to end. We wanted to get up before a lot because this has come as not only a local, but a national, in some cases international, okay, because of everything that's going on. But it ends today, not our investigation, but as we get more information and when it's appropriate, we'll send out information, okay? So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you for your patience and thank y'all for what you do every day.
Rudy's father, did you know Rudy's father when you were on
should have
That's it. All right, thank y'all.
Patrol, did you know Rudy's father, Chief, by any chance, when you're on the
Damn. They keep tight-lipped. Answer very few questions. The audio issue, man, I don't know what the hell, because we did a test last night. I thought it was fixed. Is that just me? Is there any other YouTubers you're watching them play the video back and it's out of sync? Is it just me, or is it happening with other YouTubers too? It is the weirdest issue, because I would think that my audio would be out of sync, because when I'm watching it on my computer live, like right now when I'm looking at it, it looks in sync, but when it's going out to you guys, the video being played is out of sync, but I'm in sync. It doesn't make any effing sense to me. Bruh. I really believe it's just me. Damn. I believe that I wouldn't be surprised if these cops went in there and Rudy was in there. And she go, no, his name is Dolph. Okay, sir, do you know where Rudy is? I wouldn't be surprised. They walked in there and they talked to his ass. And then they left. But the crazy thing, and what's so confusing to me, that they're saying no abuse. Rudy didn't say anything about abuse, and Quanell is like all this stuff, and he seemed, I mean, he was crying. Didn't he tear up? So I'm confused. Pascal's does that too. Mother's not charged, man. So what are they trying to say? Is it consensual? And there was that whole argument. I want to play that again. The whole thing about age. He's a grown adult. He said even 17. My thing with Rudy, though, I mean, I'm confused. I don't know what to think anymore. But my thing with Rudy is that, I mean, let's say he's been, theoretically, let's say he was being abused since he was a child. Now he's an adult. It's a really weird situation. What do you do? Because if he's not outright saying, according to the cops, that he was abused, and even if he was saying he was, you still have to get proof, right? You want to play Cornell's thing? Well, I wonder. So we should hang around a little bit, because maybe Cornell is going to respond to this. Cornell, oh no. And what? I'm wondering what Grizzly got to say about this shit too. Oh no, man! What a mess. Let me see. Grizzly, did she say anything yet? Oh, she was there live. Let me see if she gave any after comments. No, she just cut it right after. Okay, so maybe she's gonna go live in a bit. So I am so confused. What are they trying to say? Oh, and you know what? Crystal on Facebook said, and I was actually talking to a friend about this last night. If Rudy was a woman/girl, would this turnout be different? That is why men don't report sexual abuse, because they don't get taken seriously. I was talking to a friend about that, and I think if it was a girl/woman, this would be a whole different. It would be more outrage. They would be acting on things. Would be more. They would. Thank you, Wendy. They would be more. There would be of an outcry. They would have yanked their ass out. But because there's a guy, they're like, fuck it. He's a guy. Fuck it. You know, men, just whatever. Fuck it. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, good morning, Mel. Hope you're feeling better. I love your coverage of crime and high-speed chases. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to, as well, I think it was Wendy? Or was it Elizabeth? Correct me in the chat when you have a chance. That gifted the memberships too. All right, let me find this part real quick.
I interviewed him, and no, there was no
abuse.
I'm trained to listen for probable cause.
Well, he said probable cause. So even probable cause? You didn't, not even probable cause.
Or statements that can help me get charges or move forward with the case.
Let me try something, guys.
Let
me try something else too. Let me turn off hardware acceleration. Just let me do a little quick test to see if that does anything. So it's a leap. Hardware acceleration, relaunch.
And I'm not going to say that he's a victim or not. I'm thinking, and saying.
I mean, the way they make it sound is like he gave no indication that he was being abused.
Are
We don't care about this dash cam. I don't know why they bringing up this shit now. I guess since they have all eyes on them.
politicians. Next question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Wendy, so much for the gifts. Thank you.
There's no need for a search
Yeah,
warrant
true, right,
when
Amy?
he was
If this
reported
shit
missing years ago, but
was a woman, I mean, this story. The reason this story has so much attention is because how crazy it is. But if this was a woman, oh, it would have been insane. There would have been protests. Get her out of that! People would pull it outside. What are you guys doing?
in between yesterday and the day that he was discovered,
Pascal's the same problem. We need to link up, Pascal. Figure this shit out then.
Did anybody go by the house?
Rudy and his mother were interviewed yesterday. As far as anyone going to the house, it's still active investigation, and we can't release details pertaining to that.
Going a quick clarity, was he 17 at the time that he was missing?
Yes, sir. That's
Oh, Grizzly
correct.
Live?
25.
Okay, we'll
25 now. Yeah. Go ahead, Mario. I'll get you all. Hold up.
Quick
Go ahead.
clarity, was there a missing persons report filed by his mother at the very
And you know what?
That was in.
To be fair, because and that's why I think sometimes we got to be careful when we're not letting people express themselves. But I get people want to be respectful and shit. But there's a small group of people too. I don't want to be disrespectful, but we should let people be open to their ideas and stuff, because there's a few people that think they're both in on it. I think he was somehow manipulated and whatever because mother's nuts. But I don't know anymore. I'm not saying, but I can't blame people for thinking that.
March 7th, 2015.
So there was a missing persons report that was filed.
Correct.
And so this is what I'm asking on this end. Could the mother be detained for filing a missing persons report and never once informing HPD that he came home?
Yes, she could be reported or detained. That offense is a Class C misdemeanor, which is similar to.
So that's what they're saying. Because I was talking to a friend about this last night. Where we're like, and we should get. I texted one of the legal friends, but maybe she's not awake. Still a lag. Okay, thanks. To find out, because I was talking to a friend, I was like, at least the report, a false report, or that this kid has been there. A kid, but he's been there the entire time. But they're saying it's like a misdemeanor. It ain't shit. They're saying it's similar to a traffic citation. A little slap on the wrist, pay a little fine. I don't know if she'd even be at all locked up or anything. There's no point.
Rudy Farias was found on Thursday. Your investigator spoke to him nearly a week later. Do you think
sorry,
it was a mistake
Elizabeth.
not
Thank
to
you so
speak
much
to
for
him
gifting
sooner?
the membership. I'm sorry. I appreciate that, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You said yourself the DA has not accepted charges. That's a week where evidence could be destroyed. What's your response to that?
So it's procedure for the investigation to go through a channel, and when it reaches us, we review it. There was no urgency to investigate a recovered or found person. And I say that because patrol officers made contact with him. They ensured that he was safe. They contacted HFD to make sure that he didn't need medical treatment, and he was cleared on scene by HFD. He refused transportation to the hospital. His mother took him to the hospital later on that evening.
What the lieutenant said, I think, is important.
Yeah.
You can't force a potential victim of a missing person, okay, with nothing else to come in and give a statement. So it takes time to try to work with people to get that statement.
And Chief, I know you believe in transparency, and for the public, we're going to put this on the news, and it's going to cause more questions, because yesterday we hear from the activist who makes these shocking allegations, and as a reporter who was there, I did see him myself go in and out of the room.
They're outside.
So
they're outside.
It was clear that he had some sort of communication.
The family's speaking. All right, we got to check that out. Hold on a second. Okay, we got to check out the new shit. We gotta check it out. Okay.
Had dementia. Yes, my mom finally got her Alzheimer's at 80-something years old. When my sister Sylvia finally took a drove ship of her. You know, this is hard, but we promised.
Aren't the police asking for ID, driver's license, something when a person gets pulled over? Aren't they supposed to have something, show something, proof of your name?
So why do you think that they
were they not asking this to know that these people are getting fake names, or were fake IDs or driver license presented?
So why do you think that they were so reluctant to talk about what was discussed, what Quanell told us yesterday?
I think the police are hiding something. They know that
Janie comes from a background of HPD.
They know there is proof, and yes, Janie has a lot of contacts with the HPD department, and people up there, higher level people, are hiding the fact that Janie has done things. Her ex-husband, Rudy's father, who also committed suicide because of his things that he was doing within the police department. So I know there are lots of officers, lots of DAs, judges that do their job. They do what they promise and swear to do. And there are the corrupt ones. And these people are hiding and lying for her. And right now she's getting away.
I asked the chief upstairs if HPD ever went to the house, specifically to his house in the last 8 years. And they cut it off. The gentleman...
Because they didn't go. They've been there one time when she used to live on Lee Road in Humble. They went one time when we reported that Rudy was at that location.
So the HPD did make contact.
Just one time.
At the home.
At the home.
On Lee Road, not on the Valley Lake.
And then one time HPD...
And Rudy was there.
HPD's, I can't remember his name, but he called me at my office on my cell phone to tell me if I took a picture of Rudy in that house. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen Rudy since he has been missing. And as of to this day today, I have not seen my nephew.
Do you guys have a message?
He sent me a picture. He says, well, can I send you a picture? I said, send me the picture. I want to see the picture. So he sent me the picture, and I have that picture here.
Can we see it?
Absolutely.
Do you guys have a message for Rudy if he's watching this right now?
Yes, Rudy, if you're watching this, right, Rudy, if you're watching this, mijito, we love you. Your aunts, your cousins, we stand behind you, and we are right here with you. We love you.
Who do you hold at fault for this? Because obviously you guys have anger and frustration. Do you view it as HPD not doing, or do you view it also the DAs?
Failed us.
I'm sorry, what?
HPD failed us. That's what they did yesterday. They had her. She was in handcuffs, and she was released because they said they had no proven evidence, no factual evidence.
And I called
you cannot have factual evidence if you do not take him to get checked.
And that picture's what?
This is the picture that some HPD officers sent me because I requested the picture.
What is this picture? What is this?
Rudy in the kitchen of his mother's house in 2018.
I'm sorry,
2018.
Rudy, that's a picture of Rudy in his mother's house in 2018.
Facebook on it before the cops.
That's when Janie was married to Robert Ortega.
Robert Ortega.
Yes.
It's a picture of Rudy in 2018.
Religion to just make sure and give us her name.
My next question is, Rudy, I do want to say Rudy because I'm hoping that he's not getting manipulated and keeping away from watching TV. That so-called friend of Janie Santana, where he's at, Nikki Garza. Remember, you will be an accomplice. I've got pictures of cars. I got license plates. I will turn those in, which I've already posted them on Facebook. And I really hope that I do. What I would like for HPD to see is make a report, be on the lookout for those cars, and just run a report. But she's always changing cars. I physically went after the airport, what was that hotel, Holiday Inn? I physically went to her house yesterday to snoop around. There were reporters there. Yes, I did nothing illegal. She has been living there. I did find Rudy. This is what I want you to find out because I know that you always carried it very dearly with you. And I did find it because I know you've had it for many, many, many years.
My camera's jacked up.
I didn't like that grandma gave it to you. If you can get away, if they're not forcing you to stay where you're at, and if you can get away, you know where to find us. You can call your Aunt Sylvia, which is your godmother. You can call Abel, my son, which is your cousin.
Oh no, what happened? I have another feed. There we go, okay.
Is here.
Are those his rosary beads?
This is his rosary that he would always carry around his neck. Always.
Where did you find that?
I found it right in the front as probably his mom was rushing him to hurry up and get away from the neighborhood. So right now, Janie Santana has gone back. I have people within the areas on the lookout. They did call me at 12.
Oh, they got people watching.
4:36 in the morning that she was in the neighborhood.
She wasn't in the neighborhood. She went home to load her car up with clothes and stuff to take. And we loaded. She's got 2 guns.
She got 2 guns with her?
She's got a car.
Janie's got a gun.
And she's gone and tried to convince or bribe Rudy into changing his story. She offered him thousands of dollars. She's offering the neighbors money to keep their mouths quiet and say that they're all lying about it.
Neighbors did come to me yesterday telling me that she did offer each neighbor $150, $250 per day or for whatever so that they won't say nothing. Okay, they were very honest, and one lady, I won't say her name, but she was on the news. She did come up to me when I was there in front of Janie Santana's house, acknowledging everything that I knew deep in my heart that he has always been there all this time. But people thought, and I'm going to find out who the first investigator was when I heard about the disappearance, and I knew it wasn't right, okay? This investigator, I don't know who it was, but private investigator, she got on the phone with me and called me every name in the book that I didn't want to see Janie finding her son, etc., etc. And I said, you know what? That day's going to come that everything's going to come out to light.
HPD said that he was okay, that he's an adult, that, you know, he made his choice to stay with her. How do you guys feel about that?
Very upset. He wouldn't have said those things if he knew that Janie wasn't holding on him. And prior to them leaving the hotel yesterday, Janie had threatened him that had he not left with her, she was going to hurt herself and he was going to be without a mother. If he didn't change his story, that both he and she would end up in jail or prison because of what he told Cornell X. With my understanding, there was law enforcement in that same room hearing that conversation. So for the chief of police to say that they didn't hear anything and that it's just Cornell X, no, sir. Get it straight. Tell your people to tell the truth. Speak the truth. I don't care what position you're in, how high you are up there. Speak the truth. This kid is not a kid anymore. He's 25 years old, but he needs help.
But HPD says that at the time, HPD's position is that at the time he was 17 years old, which in the state of Texas makes you an adult.
A male is considered an adult at the age of 17. It doesn't matter.
Ladies,
He
can you
was
say your
forced
name?
and he was drugged. He was forced to do what his mother told him to do.
Let me clarify
How
this.
is that not a crime? His mother has held him there under false pretense that if he reached out or looked for help, he was going to go to jail and something bad was going to happen to him. What is someone of his state of mind at that time? He may have been 17, but he still had the mind of a 10-year-old. Rudy was not a grown adult at that time, and his mind was. He was not anywhere near where he could be on his own.
Being coerced, being manipulated, taking advantage of your own child that you raised, and Janie Janie, I know you're listening to me, and you can come back and say that you're going to have me locked up or get me in trouble or whatever. Stick that up to where the sunshine don't shine. I'm going to say it in a nice way, because your day is coming. We're almost there to get you. There's nowhere that you can run, because I'm going to make sure that your posters go all over. Don't even attempt to get into an airport and go anywhere, because that's not going to happen.
What do you think motivated your sister? What do you think motivated your sister?
To do this? She's always been manipulative. She's had
All over the
different
place.
husbands,
All over the place.
different names. She even tried to use my name that I did whatever to her, which is falsifying.
She's a greedy person.
She's a very greedy person.
A lot of bitches out there like that too.
Selfish.
It's all about money.
She's always been after money. Any way she can get money, anything she has to do, she doesn't care who it hurts or what the outcome is, as long as she has the money for that time, and then she moves on to another way.
Did Rudy have some sort of mental delay or mental, like you said, he was sort of simple?
Who wouldn't have a mental delay when you're all...
I'll be mentally delayed too.
No. When he was growing up, he was fun to be with. He grew up with his cousins, my children, my sister's children. They all got along. And then all of a sudden, she just took controlship. My nephew had that motorcycle accident. And that's where some of his, his mind just went off.
So you had a motorcycle accident?
My oldest nephew. Yes, her firstborn. And then the dad killed himself, HPD, for whatever reasons. I don't know, some traffic citations or whatever.
And what are your names, ladies? Can you tell us?
My name is Pauline Sanchez Rodriguez. I'm the oldest of the aunt here.
Michelle Rodriguez, I'm his cousin. First cousin.
Wow. This is crazy, man.
I have nothing to hide. I'm a tip. And I know that this is all coming about greediness, about money. She's bought another life insurance policy. I got pictures on my phone. I did take pictures. I didn't take her mail because I know that's a federal offense, but it's not bad just to take pictures.
And they say that the DA has not pressed charges yet, that they need to wait to complete their investigation before they proceed with this. Right now, Janie has the chance to get further away.
They're giving her the opportunity.
They're helping her. They're giving her a head start when all they had to do was bring her in. Bring her in and question her. Bring Rudy in, take him to get evaluated, have medical records, because he has not been in a hospital. He has not been checked since they got him from the church over there in Second Ward, in Magnolia. So, Chief of Police and whoever else is saying that y'all have to wait, thank you. You're giving Janie a head start.
Are you guys going to try to get Rudy from the family if he can go with you guys? Or y'all going to try to...
I want Rudy to come home with my aunt, and for him to if we had to do the law's job for them, we would do what we need to do to get him the help he needs so we can take care of him.
Of course, we're not going to do nothing illegal. But as I said, as I said yesterday, I called HPD to send a unit out there to have the license plates run 2 different places.
That's so true, honey.
They never showed up. When I called back, dispatch or somebody from that HPD unit told me, we don't have any units. We don't have any units. So what? We don't have any units. But as soon as we get a unit, how long would that be? 2 or more hours. We waited there. Nobody ever showed up. I finally called back. I said, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going back to the other destination. I'll go do things on my own.
Saber lo que sucedió hoy, cómo reaccionó la familia. Estamos enojados. Enojados que no van a hacer nada.
So what was the reaction?
Que hasta ahorita están diciendo que no van a hacer nada. El jefe de la policía dijo que lo único que sucedió es que la mamá y Rudy aparentemente utilizaban nombres ficticios y que las alegaciones que se supo ayer aparentemente
no son buenas.
¿Cómo van a saber si no llevaron a Rudy a un hospital para que lo chequean? ¿Cómo van a saber si Janie nunca la trajeron para acá para dar hacer las preguntas que tienen que hacer. Nomás hablaron con ella allá y dijeron ya.
All they did was talk to her, and they said that was
Vamos
it.
a dejar todo así. Eso está diciendo que cualquier persona pueden hacer
Anybody can do anything
lo que
they
ellos
want
quieren
with their kids.
con los mismos hijos, nietos, sobrinos, lo que quieren
And
hacer.
nobody's gonna do nothing.
Y
It's free
nadie va a
reign. You can do
hacer
whatever
nada
to your
porque
kids.
no hay pruebas.
Rape these kids, whatever. The cops will do shit.
¿Y qué está salsa? Rudy no está con la mamá. Es la otra cosa. El chief of police no sabe la verdad porque Rudy no está en la mamá.
She
Yo
said she knows
sé
where mom
dónde
is,
está,
but she don't.
dónde está Rudy. Y no está con la mamá. La mamá ahorita está manejando afuera de Houston. Ya está
You
afuera
said
de
she's not in
Houston.
Houston,
No
the
está
mama.
aquí en Houston.
¿Y dónde está Rudy?
Rudy está con
And
la
Rudy's with a
amiga de
friend
la
of the
mamá, con la persona que tiene mucho ayudando a Janie con Rudy.
La amiga es una de las personas que estuvo en el vehículo negro cuando fueron.
En el Grey SUV se llama
Sure.
Nicholas.
We gotta get this audio issue
Ella es la
fixed.
persona que tiene Rudy ahorita. Y ella tiene miedo de Janie, dijo que no sabe qué va a hacer porque Janie le ha dicho que le va a hacer algo a ella también si ella...
¿Piensa que Rudy todavía está en
You
peligro
think Rudy's
ahorita?
in danger?
Sí, Rudy
Is
sí
in
está en
danger, yes.
peligro. Rudy necesita ir con un médico para que lo chequee, para que él pueda recibir la
So he
ayuda
get the
que
help that he needs.
necesita y Janie la tienen que traer.
Janie
Janie
needs
se tiene
to
que
have
entregar y
herself
no
in.
va a hacer. Y el chico Philip le está dando el freedom para irse donde ella
Cops giving her the freedom to go wherever she wants.
piensen que van a hacer algo
Fuck
o
the
van a
cops.
poner
No, she didn't
cargos
say
y
that.
la van a buscar, no la van a encontrar.
¿Qué opina de las declaraciones que dio ayer el activista, donde dijo que hubo abuso sexual, hubo que
Drugs and
daban
abuse.
drogas y hoy la policía... dijo
La
que
policía
eso
no están haciendo nada y
Cops aren't
eso es
doing
la
anything.
verdad. Yo sí creo lo que Rudy dijo. Rudy no va a decir
Rudy's not
mentiras.
gonna lie.
Janie le dijo a Rudy ayer cuando Rudy entró en la
Janie
conference
told
room,
Rudy,
después que él habló con
after they talked Cornell
X, Janie le dijo que él tiene que decir que todo lo que él le dijo a Cornell X
That he
era
has to
una
say that
mentira
what
porque si no
everything he told Cornell was a lie. He has to
y
tell
a
him
él
that. Janie
lo
told him to
iban
say that everything he told Cornell was a lie.
le iban a poner un arresto y lo iban a él no ya no iba a tener
And if you
mamá.
don't,
Ella-
if you don't
ya
change
no
your
iba
story,
a
then you're not gonna have a mother anymore. So
y
that's
antes que se
supposedly
fueron,
threatening to
ella
off
también
herself.
le dijo a Rudy que si él no va con ella, que se iba a morir. ¿Cómo va a pensar? Después de todo lo que ella ya
After
le ha
everything
hecho.
she's done to him.
I want to say something. I'm not very good in
Say it in
Spanish,
English, baby.
but I'm going to say this in English. When Rudy's brother passed away, Charlie, he had a policy as Rudy being the beneficiary to that policy. Now, it is my understanding that since Rudy became missing back when, that it's my understanding, I don't know how true this is, but my understanding that Rudy has to be missing for at least 3 years so mom can collect that policy. And that's one thing that I want to find out. Did mom collect that policy? Because only Rudy was the beneficiary to that policy. And I know Rudy hasn't gotten a penny from that policy.
Ustedes vuelven a ver a su sobrino a su primo después de 8 años y ahora esta nueva faceta.
What's
¿Qué
going on
pasa
through
por
my
la
years
mente de
after
la
8 years?
familia?
¿Será que así how do you feel? What do you think?
I can't speak English?
I'm sad. I'm sad because I haven't seen my nephew in 8 years. And now that he's here, I just want to grab him and I want to hug him and I want to tell him that he's loved. He has family that loves him and he's not alone. You're not alone, Rudy. We're here for you and we love you.
Estamos felices que
We're
está
behind
vivo
you.
y que nada, que no está muerto, pero de lo que ha pasado, lo que ella hizo con él, it's not bad. It's not bad, and she needs to pay for that. One way or the other, she's gonna pay for it, and she will be in jail one day.
¿Cuál es el mensaje al jefe de la policía?
¿Mande?
¿Qué mensaje le
What
envía la
message you
familia al
say to
jefe de la
the
policía?
chief?
Hagan su trabajo. Do your
failed
job and
us.
do your job right.
You
Get
failed
your
us.
facts straight.
Thank you for having courage. I've been seeing you guys, advocating for Rudy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you all for showing and posting what y'all do. I mean, it's all of you guys, it's strangers out in the world and here locally and statewide that are helping, that are pulling proof, information of what this Janie does, how she is, the kind of person she is, and they're letting her walk free without doing their job and bringing her in to question her and get the true facts.
She has so many aliases names. She has a lot of pictures that she says it's her. Beautiful pictures, Photoshop.
Happy she knows her over.
A lot of these chicks photoshopping and filtering.
She shows herself to be thin, but she's not.
Yeah.
She photoshops these pictures and posts them that it's her. Well, it's not her. She's falsifying everything. And, we just want Rudy home. I want to take him home. I want him where he's safe, where he's loved, where he can feel the love of God and live a normal life. I live a Christian life, and I want Rudy to feel that love that I feel for my God. We're here to help him. We're here to help him. I just pray and hope that he will come home to me, or to one of us,
and Rudy, again, if you're seeing this, just come home. You don't have to be afraid no more. We will not allow anybody to hurt or harm you ever again. You won't be held captive. You won't be in a jail. You won't be locked in a room or closet anymore, and you will be free to eat and dress and play and do things that you want to do. Come home. Let us come home. Trust in us.
En español, ¿qué mensaje le tiene a Rudy? Porque ya es
What message do you have for Rudy?
All right, folks. This is Grizzy Live here with the Hood News. We're here at 1200 Travis. Just a big old frenzy. This is crazy. What do you guys think? I mean, please drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I mean, let people know. What do you guys think? This is just crazy. We got the ants out here advocating for Rudy. You guys heard the press conference. No charges filed on Janie Santana. And she's not, and just to clear, Rudy is not with his mother right now. Rudy is with a friend of Rudy's, of the mother's. He's with her at this time. Reporting live here in downtown is your girl Grizzy. Back to you, friends.
All right. I want to rewind to the beginning. I can't do it on her thing, but I have another feed. And if you're on Facebook, definitely make sure to check her out. I'll put the link in the description. Grizzy Hood News. I just want, because we missed the beginning part. I don't know how much KHO you caught. I just want to hear what they were saying at the beginning. We won't play the whole thing again, just what we missed.
Second word from what we know of.
She took Rudy yesterday from the hotel. So like the chief of police said that Rudy is with his mother. He needs to get the facts straight. Rudy is not with his mother. He is with this
And the other friend they're talking about, I think, is the lady that got into the back seat of the vehicle and sat next to Rudy. The lady that they were like, Rudy, are you okay? Rudy, are you doing good? And she's like, say yes. Say yes. And he just like nods his head and shit.
And who has known and had Rudy in her possession.
¿Dónde está Rudy en estos momentos? ¿Qué saben de él?
Rudy ahorita está con una amiga de Janie, la mamá, y estamos esperando que él viene con la familia.
One of the things the chief just said in that press conference was that if you were watching yesterday, Cornell X talked about that there were sexual assault allegations, that his mother had sexually assaulted him, had drugged him, and the chief said there is no indication that happened.
Let me interrupt on that. I'm going, hold on.
One at a time, sorry, I just want to make sure we hear you.
The chief is not going to know if those allegations are true or not unless Rudy had been taken to go get medically evaluated. It doesn't take, it doesn't take someone to have a degree to know that you are not gonna know anything if you are not checked.
But of course, Rudy was in the hospital.
Rudy was not in the hospital. The pictures that Janie had been posting and giving to the media and everybody, are pictures from 2012 when Rudy was hospitalized.
I mean, we already, people were suspecting that. Cinema was saying that shit. Cool people in the chat were saying that shit. People on Facebook were saying that shit. The pictures that this woman was given to the news is pictures from 2012. We covered that shit yesterday too. I mean, I did 2 live streams yesterday. If you missed it, take some time and go through those live streams. There was a lot of information. So over here, the family's saying these are all new. I mean, not all old pictures.
Everybody in the hospital. The pictures that Janie had been posting and giving to the media and everybody, are pictures from 2012 when Rudy was hospitalized. They are not from this past week. They are not recent pictures. So if higher authority would get their story straight and do the investigation like they're supposed to, they would know these things.
Are you saying that he was sexually assaulted by his mother?
I do believe it. Rudy would not come out and say something like that. Rudy was a very shy, timid little boy.
But are you saying it's possible that happened? You
Yes.
believe his mother was capable of that?
Yes.
¿Ustedes sí creen que pudo haber abusado sexualmente de él?
Yes. Yes, la mamá sí le hizo algo y nosotros no vamos a saber nada si no lo llevan con un doctor para que lo pueden chequear. El chief of police y todos que están diciendo que no saben o no pueden aclarar eso, no van a poder aclarar nada si no lo llevan con un médico.
¿Qué piensan de hoy de la conferencia?
Let me speak. I'm going to say this in English. Chief of Police could have brought out Cornell X's statement because my nephew Rudy Farias, who so-called quote unquote was missing since 8 years ago, 2015, and those fake hospital pictures were fake from 2012. Cornell's statement should have been brought up because Cornell is here to help. It's very rare that he would come out and speak up on behalf, and my nephew Rudy would have never talked if Janie was around, okay? Janie is a hypothetical liar, manipulative. She knows a lot of people in the HPD, so I'm gonna have to say, I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna have to say she knows a lot of people in HPD, and that's why her freaking ass has been covered up.
And so, for anybody that doesn't know, Rudy Farias' father was a cop, and he got caught up. I guess they were saying he was corrupt in some sort of speed ticketing scheme thing. I don't know exactly how they did it, but like they caught that they were writing people tickets at the same time, but in 2 different locations, like 9 miles apart. So how are you writing tickets at the same time for 2 different people, but you're in one spot? So I don't know how the scheme works, but then he was charging a bunch of overtime for appearing in court. And so he it was like $158,000 in 1 year or something like that. And so he was getting caught up in this corruption thing. And so this guy offs himself in his patrol car. So you have that. You have that Rudy's older brother died in a motorcycle accident. Then you have his uncle died in a motorcycle accident as well, which is the mother's brother. So you got all this weird shit. That's the whole brother thing too. I don't know, but that's what they say. And so their family is saying that she has connections. The mother, Janie, has connections with the police. I don't think these people would complicitly cover it up like that. I don't know what happened in the interview room. I'm curious to see what Quanell's response is going to be. They do have to operate off of evidence legally, right? Like they have to investigate. This shit is a rabbit hole. They're trying to say too, like you can't force an adult. It's a really tricky situation. Even at 17, they're saying he was adult. You can't force somebody to, like, if they didn't do anything, I guess, wrong. I mean, you can't force somebody to like speak or go get help, right? Unless they're like Baker Act or some shit. Um, it's like a sticky, weird situation, and that's why I guess they're trying to ask if, and maybe they try to ask the family. The family was like, "Wouldn't you be mentally disabled too?" But at the same time, because maybe they could be something. If he's mentally disabled or has or challenged or whatever, maybe they could try to make a case for like he can't, whatever. But then the thing is, if this guy's being if he was being abused since he was a kid, because he had like Stockholm syndrome or something like that. But it's weird because he is free to go. He is free to go. I mean, I understand Stockholm. I mean, maybe I guess I somewhat understand Stockholm, but like at a certain point too, you have the option. You have the option to leave. The cops are there. You got Quanell there. They separated them. He still went back to his mother. I don't know if the mother's manipulating him and saying, "If you leave me, I'm going to kill myself," or whatever. He really can just walk out and leave. So, I mean, shit.
¿Qué sientes saber que no hay cargos en contra?
No hay cargos.
No charges. There's no charges.
And that's the first thing. How is a mom going to do something to her child knowing that that is very wrong and that's crucial, okay? It runs in the family, in her family. And I'm very pissed off, and I don't want to bring my past up because of Santana's stepfather.
Oh, my bad. He's the stepfather. The cop that killed himself is not his biological father. I did read that somewhere. It's the stepfather. What a crazy, all death around this family, I guess, or at least Janie's side, like the immediate side.
Up because of Santana's stepfather, and I'm sorry to say that, I grew a hard life, but because of her father that sexually abused me. So it runs in her freaking family.
Are you saying that?
Oh, that's big. How are they just going to gloss over that shit? She said the stepfather abused her? Wait, what? Wait. Are they talking about Rudy's, the guy that killed himself, or somebody? Let's hear it again.
So it runs in her freaking stepfather. Very, okay? Knowing that that is very wrong and that's crucial, okay? It runs in the family, in her family. And I'm very pissed off, and I don't want to bring my past up because of Santana's stepfather. And I'm sorry to say that. I grew a hard life, but because of her father that sexually abused
Janie's
me.
Father?
So it
What?
grew a hard life, but because of her father that sexually abused me. So it runs in her freaking family.
Are you saying that someone should be
Janie's dad.
in this case?
Wow.
Yes, there should be charges.
Es lo que dijo ahorita hoy en el press conference que no hay charges. Que van a hacer una
Pero ¿qué sienten de
investigación.
saber que no hay cargos en contra?
How do you feel about there being no charges? We're really pissed off. How they're not going to do
No van a
anything.
hacer nada. Y ellos están diciendo que no van a hacer nada porque no hay pruebas. ¿Cómo chingas no van a ver si hay pruebas o no? Si no llevan a Rudy.
You're saying whether there's proof or not, why don't they take Rudy to check him? But that's the thing too, is like I just don't think they can force. I messaged Jess. I would have had her on too, but I don't know with this audio stuff, and I don't have the video thing set up. But I asked her about why do you think no charges? She's an attorney. She was like, I'm not sure why no charges. If the mother made a false report, I've been wondering if the police may have more information that is making them wait pending additional information, i.e. someone else involved. I think it's way too early in terms of any abuse charges. If Rudy didn't tell the police about it and they learned the hearsay from Quanell, they need to investigate. They need to know when the abuse started and extent. Could be complicated here. If Rudy is mentally disabled, as some have reported, the police will need to get a skilled person to interview him. If he is not, and incest occurred, even if two adults, it's a crime. Oh, okay. In Texas. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. If he is not, and incest occurred, even if two adults, that it's a crime. Okay, that's a crime in Texas. So if they did hook up, it sounds weird saying that, right? Like hook up. But like, I mean, I guess, right? Let's see, Texas incest. What are the incest involves two people who are related and okay, but what about whether they are wanted or unwanted? If they are unwanted, so whether it's wanted or unwanted, whether they are wanted or unwanted, if they are unwanted by the victim, the person committing the crime can be charged with R and incest. The exact charges will depend on the type of sexual activity that took place and the circumstances surrounding the parties involved. It's also illegal for two people who are related to marry one another, as they can consider incest. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So many issues here. Mom could be prosecuted for past child abuse too. Police would need to get all the info from the victim and then try to ascertain what the truth is, if there is evidence to support, and then prosecute. It also sounds like a situation where Adult Protective Services will get involved. Now that Quanell put that info out, a referral was probably made. Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice. For the information. This is becoming like a mess, huh? This is messy. Oh, she in the chat? Thank you, Jess.
Yes,
you guys make sure you check out her
ma'am.
channel too. She's great. She's been on the channel before here. I'll put her link in the chat, in the description.
When we were at the hotel, they had her, from what I believe, I didn't get there on time because I was working, doing other stuff. They had her in handcuffs. Why in the freaking world did they let her go while she was in handcuffs? Because they made one phone call to a district attorney, whoever he was, and said, what, let her go. There's nothing to follow any evidence.
Do you believe that she should
Bullshit.
be charged with
Bull-
something?
yes. Yes.
Not only with what she's done to Rudy, but falsifying that he had been kidnapped, taken to Mexico, that he had been spotted in other states. She had people all over the United States looking for him because of her
Doing
false
this
claims.
damn GoFundMe account, fraudulently taking money when the son was there. And I don't mean to bring this up, God rest our mom in peace, but when my mom was under our home health where I work at, I would go visit her because she would never answer her freaking phone. I would go knock at her door. It would take Janie 20 minutes exactly, because I would time it, to answer the freaking door. During the time, and my heart tells me something is going on, I would finally see my mom all dirty, malnourished, really filthy, and going in her bedroom so filthy that it was a shame.
Pauline, can I just ask you, investigators said over and over again that they had made contact with both Rudy and his mother over the past 8 years. They gave fake names on multiple occasions, both of them. Your reaction to hearing that?
If that was fake names giving because Rudy was coerced by his mom to lie, and she manipulated Rudy to say what it was. Once again, I'll bring the subject up. Had Quanell X not been there yesterday at the hotel and took Rudy aside to talk to him, Rudy then felt the comfortness to talk to Quanell X and bring every freaking thing that she did to our nephew. How in the hell is a mom going to do that to her own kids? Even my own mom, when she was alive, God rest her in peace, that we had to bury her.
Now she says he is
take this shit anymore from Janie. You know, it's horrible. My mom would tell me in person, Rudy is here, Rudy is here. I would go and try to open the doors, and she would say, what are you doing there? I says, I'm just seeing if I left something behind or whatever. My mom never lied. She always said my mom had dementia. Yes, my mom finally got her Alzheimer's at 80-something years old when my sister Sylvia finally took controlship of her. You know, this is hard, but we promised her mom we would make justice, that this would come to light.
Pauline, you believe that Rudy was a victim, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Totally victimized.
And I think this goes to like all the stuff that we talked about yesterday about the mother, that their mother, they had issues back with Janie and the mom. Hello?
To the chief of police saying that numerous occasions Rudy and his mom were stopped by the police and they gave fake names. Aren't the police asking for ID, driver's license, something when a person gets pulled over? Aren't they supposed to have something, show something, proof of your name? So were they not asking this to know that these people are giving fake names, or were fake IDs or driver license presented?
So why do you think that they were so reluctant to talk about what was discussed, what Quanell told?
I think the police are hiding something. They know that
Janie comes from a background of HPD.
They know there is proof, and yes, Janie has a lot of contacts with the HPD department. And people up there, higher level people, are hiding the fact that Janie has done things. Her ex-husband, Rudy's father, who also committed suicide because of his things that he was doing within the police department. So I know there are lots of officers, lots of DAs, judges that do their job. They do what they promise and swear to do, and there are the corrupt ones. And these people are hiding and lying for her, and right now she's getting away.
I asked the chief upstairs if HPD ever went to the house, specifically to his house in the last 8 years. And they cut it off. The gentleman.
Because they didn't go. They've been there one time when she used to live on Lee Road in Humble. They went one time when we reported that Rudy was at that location.
So the HPD did make contact.
Just one time.
At the home.
At the home.
On Lee Road, not on the Valley Lake.
And then one time
And Rudy was there.
HPD's, I can't remember his name, but he called me at my office on my cell phone to tell me if I took a picture of Rudy in that house. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen Rudy since he has been missing. And as of to this day today, I have not seen my nephew.
Do you guys have a
He
message?
He sent me a picture. He says, well, can I send you a picture? I said, send me the picture. I want to see the picture. So he sent me the picture, and I have that picture here.
Can we see it?
Absolutely.
Do you guys have a message for Rudy if he's watching this right now? Yes, Rudy, if you're watching this,
Rudy,
let us help you.
If you're watching this, Mito, we love you. Your aunts, your cousins, we stand behind you, and we are right here with you. We love you.
Who do you hold at fault for this? Because obviously you guys have anger and frustration. Do you view it as HPD not doing it? Or do you view it also
HPD failed us.
I'm sorry, what?
HPD failed us.
The DA
That's what
failed
they did.
us yesterday. They had her. She was in handcuffs, and she was released because they said they had no proven evidence, no factual evidence.
And I called
You cannot
HPD.
have
Here's the
factual
picture.
evidence if you do not take him to get checked.
That picture is what?
This is the picture that some HPD officer sent me because I requested the picture.
What is this picture? What is this?
Rudy in the kitchen of his mother's house in 2018.
I'm sorry, what?
Rudy, that's a picture of Rudy in his mother's house in 2018. That's when Janie was married to Robert Ortega.
Robert Ortega.
Yes.
Just tell us your relation to Rudy and just make sure and give us your name.
My next question is, Rudy, I do want to say Rudy because I'm hoping that he's not getting manipulated and keeping away from watching TV. That so-called friend of Janie Santana, where he's at.
Nikki Garza.
Nikki Garza. Remember, you will be an accomplice. I've got pictures of cars. I got license plates. I will turn those in, which I've already posted them on Facebook. And I really hope that I do. What I would like for HPD to see is make a report, be on the lookout for those cars, and just run a report. But she's always changing cars. I physically went after the airport, what was that hotel, Holiday Inn? I physically went to her house yesterday to snoop around. There were reporters there. I didn't do nothing illegal. She has been living there. I did find, and Rudy, this is what I want you to find out, because I know that you've always carried it very dearly with you. And I did find it because I know you've had it for many, many, many years, that more than likely grandma gave it to you. If you can get away, if they're not forcing you to stay where you're at, and if you can get away, you know where to find us. You can call your Aunt Sylvia, which is your godmother.
Okay, so up to that we saw everything there already. Wow, what a mess! What a mess. KK Guns, thank you for the membership. Says this lady is a beast. Every family should be like this when kids go missing. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame the family at all for putting pressure. They should be putting pressure and stuff. This is a really, really, really weird story. It's all over the place. Make people smile. Thank you for becoming a member. Sunshine and Tan Lines, thank you for the membership. Anna Case, thank you for the membership. Rosie1, thanks for the super chat. Says they can charge her with abuse of a mentally disabled person for years. They don't know what they're doing. We don't know what was said behind closed doors. The only thing we have to go off of is what Quanell said and what the cops said. And it contradicts each other. Nelly77, thank you for the 4-month membership. Amazing. This story is just crazy to me. Thanks, Mel. Thank you. And Magical Chaos, thank you for resubscribing on Twitch. Says, hey, Mel. If you did not see yesterday's live stream, I really recommend that you do. If you're lost, I mean, not that it's really going to clear much up for you, but we went through a whole lot of details yesterday. So if you haven't seen the first stream yesterday, make sure you check it out. There's a lot of information. It'll catch you up. The first stream was 2 hours. Maybe you could play it back on fast speed or something. It's 2 hours. You can check that out.
And hasn't seen him in.
And then there's a part 2 that we went more in depth. Let me see here. Oh, and I did see this thing. Somebody was asking on Facebook. Let me see if I still have it up here. Oh, it's in the bag. I played it earlier. It's just this necklace thing.
You can call Abel, my son, which is your cousin. And this is what I found because I did go snooping around and I knew that you were there. You see this here?
Are those his rosary beads?
This is his rosary that he would always carry around his neck. Always.
And where did you find that?
I found it right in the front as probably his mom was rushing him to hurry up and get away from the neighborhood.
Kathy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, do you think Janie has something on HPD connected with the unaliving of the ex-husband and corruption issue? Maybe some of the DAs were involved but not found out, and she has substantial evidence, so they back off easily. I don't know. I don't know. HPD has had a lot of issues, I think, in the past, right? I usually don't go towards, I don't know if that's really conspiracy or not, but I'm really wondering what Quanell's going to have to say, because it's such, and he did say something about transparency, which it kind of flew over my head. Let me see that real quick.
Transparency doesn't come in front and maintaining the integrity of the investigation.
Transparency doesn't come in front of maintaining an investigation.
I did see him myself go in and out of the room, so it was clear that he had some sort of communication.
Transparency doesn't come in front and maintaining the integrity of the investigation, and that's where my transparency stops. But and it's the last question I'm gonna ask about the activists or anybody else. We're gonna follow our investigation, and we treat it the same. Everybody has a role in society, and we respect everybody, including our activists.
I was saying that all night last night.
But the integrity of the investigation is number one, and we're gonna maintain that.
Him going inside that room, did that jeopardize the investigation by allowing him
I don't
inside
think
that
so.
room?
Go ahead.
Do we know where's Rudy at this moment and his mom?
Yes, we do. Rudy's safe. He is with his mother by choice.
And he's an adult.
Yeah.
He's a 25-year-old man.
Right. Hey, we're going to get a few more. Mario right here, and then we're going to...
Yeah, his father, I mentioned it a couple times already. He was a cop. Apparently some sort of corrupt cop. This person on Facebook said here... Oh, that was nice. Somebody posted me. I lost it. Somebody had a really good thing on Facebook, but I lost it. I guess I'll look for a different one. So the police department lied, saying he was with Janie, but the theaters are saying he was with. I don't know that they're saying he's with someone safe. They're with Janie's friend. Is he safe? I thought it was Janie's friend. Please keep in mind that Rudy is legally an adult. If he doesn't wish to press charges, then the DA must decide if they wish to pursue the case or file charges on behalf without his cooperation. Family confirmed that John Rodriguez was married to Janie, which John Rodriguez is the cop. John Rodriguez. Is that his name? John Rodriguez? Man, Houston man charged. Oh, no, that's somebody else. I had the article yesterday, but I closed out all that stuff. Before everyone freaks out about the bars and the windows on Janie's house, that's a very common thing in Houston. Just FYI. I don't know what to think anymore, man. Kathy, thank you for the super chat. Says Mel, I smell a rat. There's something very off about the whole thing. The whole press conference, these cops are acting so strange, like they're being watched as to what they say in a bad way. Yeah, this story is a whole mess. So I don't know. The family claims Janie's out of Houston. Janie's on the run. I mean, her face is everywhere. What? Tell me why I'm friends with this lady's fake profile. Oh, Lord. But I never met her in real life. Because you guys just accept everybody. Doesn't Quano X have a Facebook page or something? Quano X official page. Let's see. Any posts, Quano? Nothing. He hasn't posted in a long time on this page. Quano's a very controversial figure, but I wouldn't think he would just make that up, what Rudy said. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Call it? You want to do calls? Are we done for now? Come back later. I don't know. Oh, Amy, thank you so much. I didn't see that. Thank you for gifting the memberships. Make sure you guys, the new members, check out the members area on the front page of my YouTube page. Hoke said, "I don't accept people I knew in my. I don't accept people I knew only in high school." Dick said, "These cops are acting so much like like a certain cop and his friends that we've discussed. Calls? Nap time? I'll open up the lines. Anybody want to call? And I'll scan the Facebook group. We can hang out for a little bit more. Janie's got a gun. What a bunch of twists and turns from a miracle. He's been missing 8 years. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so excited. It's beautiful. God exists. To horror. Been dead at the house the whole time. Older brother died. The uncle died. The father died. Corrupt cop. And we should look at that clip yesterday too. That the clip where Quanell snapped, talking about like, what would you feel if your mom was tongue kissing you? Yeah, I almost forgot the name of the app to call in. Oh, my thing on the agenda too is I got to figure out the audio issue. Sing a different song. All right, so thank you for the super chat. Oh, and I forgot that part too. It was on. So she said Mama has a gun, right? She has 2 guns. Is that what I heard? Jenny's got a gun. I mean, and if the thing is true, and I was telling this to a friend last night, if it's true, if the stuff is true about the abuse, that maybe they had sex and stuff, he didn't get too detailed. That's all Rudy might know, in his life. Is that one person and sex with that one person. All right, I'm calling into the line.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Detox, man. I'm remembering all kinds of stuff. The code, I usually have to double check and check the code. It's just off the top of my head. Could be the detox, could be the ginkgo biloba. Toggling to an Icamel and board patrol trial. Oh, that's still going on? Jenny's got a gun. All right, I'm going to put the number here. I'm going to check out Grizzly if she posted anything. I'm going to check out that Quanell thing yesterday again. I'll have to do some maintenance to figure out what's up with the computer. I should also, what I'm going to, remind me, Luffy, if you're still around. Let's do a private test. So the audio's still out of sync now, right? Because if it's still out of sync, I wonder if when I restart, is it going to start working again? I'm going to reinstall some drivers. I think. Install some things. All right, let me see. Grizzy. What's up, Grizzy? Dude, Jenny got a gun, bro. Jenny's got a gun. It's been, I think this is week 2 now. I think. Oh, I'm gonna tell you the last time. Danny, I know this is going on week 2. It doesn't seem like it's helped my cough though. It's the only thing. It doesn't seem like it helped me out with that. But everything else, more energy, better memory. I'm still staying up really late though. That's a bad thing too. I'm up late. The last time was June 24th. So, oh, it's been a while actually. This is going on the 3rd week. Oh no, well, let's see, 1, 2. We're going on to the 2nd week, middle of the 2nd week. I mean, it's gonna be week 2 on Saturday, I think. Okay, yeah. If anybody wants to call in, I'm gonna look up on. Oh, we got one call. Let's take it. Maybe it's the troll. 559. How do you know where you're calling from? Cali.
California.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah. I've been in your chat. So yesterday is the first time I saw this case, and I happen to be a mother of disabled children. I have a 24-year-old that has autism and schizophrenia, a dual diagnosis. So somebody has to be with her all the time. And I have a 18-year-old who has autism. And then I also have a 15-year-old. But so whenever I first saw the case, some things were ringing untrue about the statements that were made. Both of my children are verbal. They are verbal. They can answer questions. But me being in the community, I know children that are nonverbal. So I know that a nonverbal person would never be able to say the things that they said were being said. And they are saying that he's
They're
nonverbal.
saying that wasn't true, though.
But so
the mother said it was nonverbal, but people
My
are saying
other
it's not
thing-
true.
People are saying, well, see, the other thing with autism is people with autism that have a very little ability to speak,
Right.
sometimes they do something called echoalia, where they echo what's being said to them.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah. So if you say something, they'll echo it back like a parrot. So that's where I don't know. I from what I've gathered so far, I kind of feel like she opened up a GoFundMe and never told anybody he came back. But my middle child, at one point when he was like 11, 12, he used to elope. And when he would elope, I don't think that they would close that down because they know that it would happen again the next day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of wonder if they didn't, if she reported him missing, the police may have not closed the case if he's somebody that would elope out of the home often.
That could be a thing to the history. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. And everything that the family has to say, I'm not sure like how credible any of that is.
So what are you?
Because they've
Go
been
ahead. What you were saying? You can finish what you were saying.
Go ahead. Because they've been around that household for the last 8 years. Like enough to take screenshots of the mail.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So are you
know.
leaning towards anywhere as far as because Quanell saying one thing while the cops are saying something else?
I feel like he's chasing attention, and like there's been cases in the past where he has exaggerated.
Right. He has a very, very controversial history.
So maybe he's just not trustworthy to me.
He has a very controversial history.
Look, like if the lady did some kind of scam, that's one thing, but accusing her of sexual abuse is another, and that's
deal.
like I kind of do feel like he did it. There's some kind of scam in the works, but the other stuff, I just feel like that's extra sauce that he might have put on there that he shouldn't have. If he was really advocating for Rudy, and Rudy told him that stuff in confidence, it's not being a good advocate to go tell the public.
I saw some people
all of
saying that
stuff.
online too about the details he was saying that maybe he shouldn't have said that. I mean, he kind of yeah, he did. He didn't go too in depth, but I guess he did say enough. I mean, once he started talking about the shower stuff, that giving details about that the mother would just come and stare at him. I don't think he was too graphic, but trying to read between the lines, he was implying a sexual abuse. And then the whole thing with the bed and sleeping in the bed together and making get naked. So to me, that's implying abuse. So,
well, and there's the issue with that too. We don't know. I don't know. I still don't know what Rudy's abilities are and what he needs help with. So anybody that has special needs children, they know whenever they get bigger, they do have to go in there and help them shower.
Yeah, I feel like
sometimes.
I wish the family would have replied directly instead of saying, "Wouldn't you also be mentally whatever dealing with her?" Which I understand that response, but it was a legit question because people want to know, because we want to know how capable he is, or of himself or his faculties, like how, because that would be a big thing too if he is autistic or has some sort of disability.
Yeah, because like my 18-year-old, I had to shower him probably up until about 12, and then I just started sending him back into the shower multiple times because it was uncomfortable for me. But there are cases where people do, like, really legitly have to shower adult people because of their mental disability. So just the way that he framed it like that bothered me.
Wow.
Knowing that I know, like I have friends that have autistic children that are completely nonverbal, and they have to stand there. They're adults now. They have to stand there and shower them. So how would you call like a mother who's having to do that being, you know what I mean, perverted or make
but that
into
stuff hasn't been
perversion?
confirmed though. We don't know that he has any kind of mental thing or not, mental disabled.
So it's not confirmed that he's autistic.
No,
and
the nonverbal thing I was telling you, that's something the mother said. People have had conversations with him. The neighbors that saw him and he would go to their house, they say he would talk and play with the kids and stuff. Police spoke to him as well. Yeah, he can talk.
So he's verbal. Okay.
So, yes.
So he is verbal. So
he can talk. He talked with police.
But the police. But why are the police saying that there was never any such?
That's the whole issue that we're all talking about. We don't understand because Quanell said there's the allegations, and the cop that we just saw talking, he was saying that there's nothing. What was the word? I forgot the legal term, whatever. But they were saying there's nothing that would indicate with proof that she abused him. They talked to him.
Mm-hmm. There's another thing that I saw too. The family was making like a lot of statements about money and her having a new car every year, or there was a lot of emphasis on that when I was watching them speak, and it did make me think, if he has that diagnosis of autism and he's not a working adult, he probably does get SSI.
He could, maybe.
So if he was getting SSI during this whole 8 years, then they knew he wasn't missing. And that would be a reason why they wouldn't arrest.
Yeah, I have no idea if he was getting SSI or not, but
I mean, there would be no way to really find that out, but she was supporting him some way.
All right.
And if he has that diagnosis, he would qualify, right? He would qualify. So I think that there has to be some reason that they know that they knew he wasn't missing. You know what I mean? For them to not want to prosecute about that. There might be some kind of prosecution about her collecting GoFundMe funds when she was receiving SSI.
Yeah.
You know? Something like that. There might be some kind of a fraud thing that she might get arrested for in the future, but the other stuff, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, yeah, somebody in the chat said too that Rudy's not autistic.
like,
Missing person poster would have said that.
Okay. Because here in California, we have something called the Latterman Act, right? And the people with disabilities, they qualify for regional center services, and the regional center helps them live as independently as possible. But they have their eyes on all of their clients. They go out and see them. They do home visits. They see all their clients that are under that program. And I don't know if Texas has anything like that.
I'm not sure.
But that's where I was like, if he was in California, there would be no way, like if he has that diagnosis, that he would be missing, because not just the mom would have her eyes on him, but all those other outside agencies would too.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate it. I'll take some other people, but thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's all I have to add, but I don't know. I'm not sure. The poster didn't say it, that he had. That's weird to me. The poster wouldn't say.
Because nobody said it. Nobody's really said that he is. So, I mean, the only thing is the mother had at one point claimed he was nonverbal, but I don't know. People have had conversations with him. So I'm not sure how far he's limited or not, or exactly what. But thank you for calling, though. I appreciate it.
So, and they said she takes him to work too as a security guard.
So I have to let you go, though. I'm sorry, because there's still other people holding. All right, thank you. All right, thanks. Bye.
I'll let you go. Bye.
Sorry. All right, let me get to the next word, because I don't want to make people hold too long. 407, how you doing? Where you calling from? Cheeks, what's up?
It's Cheeks.
How you doing?
I told you if I get paid to watch you at work. I'm good. I'm at work right now. But I just watched it because thank God your live came on while I was on lunch, and I caught it beforehand because no notifications. But timing was perfect. This is nutty. Has Quanell X said anything yet?
I'm looking because I really want to hear from him too.
And that's what I'm saying. And somebody, I think it was Tip Talks in the chat, she agreed with what I said. I'm like, okay, so if the cops are saying that they don't want to, whatever they were saying in regards to transparency, when the reporter had asked about what Quanell X, the conversation that he had alone with the young man, and transparency and all this other stuff, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so if you didn't want him to infringe or get so involved in the investigation, why would you allow him to have private time with an investigator? And they said that it was also recorded. So
does anybody have a contact for Quanell?
This is a mess.
And the thing is too, I thought Grizzly said she had a number for him. Did she call him? Did she try to talk to him? Like, what's going on?
Because she said that she had called. She was the one who called him to set up the meetup at the hotel where Rudy had spoken about, the alleged abuse. So maybe, hopefully, she gets in contact with him. Maybe she could do a sit down with him, or maybe she can talk to him over the phone and she can stream it live. But I want to know what he has to say about it, because essentially, the cops are kind of sort of, trying to point him out to say that he is a liar, or that he fabricated certain details or embellished, as they like to say. I said it in the comment. I don't like to question whether or not any form of abuse is going on with a child or an invalid person, regardless on, if their invalidity is a physical disability or a mental disability. It just blows my mind that, this would kind of come out of left field for somebody who doesn't necessarily have the cognitive abilities as a person such as myself and you. So it's kind of like, okay, so why would he just make this up? I don't know. I feel like maybe it was truly a money grab. Insurance policies have been noted. You know, the young lady that was just on the phone was talking about SSI. You were asking, what is SSI? SSI is Social Security, I believe. And we don't know what the situation is with the stepdad and him committing suicide, because I do know that suicide.
Did you have any problems calling in? People keep saying, they keep saying the numbers not working.
Thank you for calling
No, I
ICK
didn't have
at the L line.
It works, guys. I just dialed
You
it
may
right now.
listen to the show while waiting.
I don't know why anybody's having a problem. It's a public open line. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. But, you know, I know that suicide happens to be a clause in a lot of insurance policies, that if the person does commit suicide, I don't believe the insurance companies will pay out, or if they do, it's a very minuscule amount compared to what would happen if the person died in an accident or natural causes or whatever the situation is. I feel like this is a money scheme. And if she's not being brought up on charges, you know, which still kind of blows me, because people are like, well, if he's grown, he could have left. But if he, you know, not all the way, if he's not mentally capable to be out in the world as an adult on his own, why would he leave? That's safety to him. That's all he knows. But I'm going off on a tangent. But I feel like it is a money grab. And I don't understand how charges are not being held against her, at least for like fraud or wire fraud, because you were collecting funds, allegedly, because, you know, she's claiming that she didn't do it. But you were allegedly collecting funds from well-meaning people who wanted to help you find your son, only for us to find out that your son was not missing. He was just in hiding per your instruction, I guess, or per your threat.
I think that stuff takes time too.
You know, like this
stuff.
is kind of touchy.
Even that, I think, kind of takes a little bit of time. And I don't know how much time is she really going to get for that too, if they charge her for that GoFundMe shit. Because even the missing report, the false missing report, I think it was like a misdemeanor or something.
Right. But then it's like, okay, y'all keep saying that he made the choice to go back to his mom. Okay, but if he did have a choice to either go back to his mom or quote unquote flee, then wouldn't we take that into consideration and possibly hold her against false imprisonment? You know what I mean? Like, did he make an attempt to leave, which apparently I guess he did when he crashed the car, and now he's being brought back. So wouldn't that be false imprisonment? You know, financial abuse of an invalid person, because people do get charged with shit like that all the time, where they're collecting somebody's, you know, SSI, their disability or whatever, and that person might not even be getting the funds, or, you know, worst case scenario, that person has been offed, quote unquote, and now you're still, you know, collecting their benefits. I don't know. But I do feel like it's a money grab. I do feel like she should face some charges, but of course the charges aren't going to be the serious charges. And I want to know what Quanell X has to say, because the law allowed you to come and speak to this boy with investigators there, and apparently, I guess, allegedly with a recording device. And now it's almost like they're backpedaling to say, oh, no, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bullshit. I feel like they dropped the ball, and they want to point fingers at anybody and everyone else. Now we want to point, you know, the fingers at his age. He's 17. Technically, he was an adult. So why wouldn't he be considered a missing, endangered adult? Because we do see that happen a lot when, you know, kids who have medications, like whenever it's an Amber Alert or anything like that, they will say it's a, you know, a missing, endangered adult because of mental disabilities or medication that they need to use that they didn't take with them. I don't know. I feel like there should be charges. It doesn't seem like there's going to be charges. I mean, the bare minimum charges of what was it, falsifying a report. But I feel like this was like a cash scheme. As far as if he was involved, I don't know what his mental state is. You know, we're hearing one thing, we're hearing another. Maybe she did manipulate him into, you know, hiding and all this other stuff. But I really want to know what Quanell X has to say, because, sir, they're saying that none of this happened, and you got on TV.
It was emotional,
and that
yeah.
man was emotional about it. He was truly emotional about it. And I feel like somebody making up something as bad as that is, you know, playing mommy and daddy, like we kind of know what that is. For him to say some shit like that, just kind of out of
That's
the
what I'm
blue,
saying.
like I'm just gonna make
And
this
the
up.
shower
and like I said, if he
stuff
is
and like the bed, getting in the bed stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Right. And I, like I said, I heard the caller from before, Callie, I believe her name was. I understand that if somebody is mentally disabled, I did CNA work, so I would have to bathe somebody's grandpa. I get that, but there are lines, that one feels like, oh, it's okay for this person to be doing this, but if you're lingering in a certain spot a little too long, like, this is making me uncomfortable. This makes me feel like this isn't right. We just don't know. But I do feel like all of this ended up being some type of cash scheme. Did she cash out on these life insurance policies? Did the stepbrother have an insurance policy? Did the stepfather have an insurance policy? Was she still collecting his SSI if he was missing for the last 8 years? If in fact he was getting SSI or some type of disability assistance? Like, it all seems like a money ploy. Like all the pictures that you posted yesterday. Oh, I broke my arm. Please help me find a good lawyer. Oh my God, I can't believe my luck. Please, so bad for me, so bad for me, so bad for me. I feel like she is a pity patty, and all of this shit is a money grab. And as far as the charges go, I don't know. I think HPD did a horrible job. They just had a shit ass year, but I mean, I don't know. They dropped the ball, but I want to know what Quanell X said. I even said it in the chat. I was like, Mel, look out for something from Quanell X, because I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to have something to say, whether it be a tweet or a pre-recorded video that he puts out, or even if Gritty gets to him. But I think he's definitely going to have something to say, because they're pretty much making him seem to be a
That's exactly what they're making him.
So who knows?
And I'm surprised he still hasn't responded. This is a big fucking deal. What's the response?
Listen, who knows? You might need to reach out to Gritty and be like, "Hey, sis, question. You talked to Quanell?"
I'm surprised she didn't have.
You might
I'm
just have
surprised
to
she didn't have anything to say about it either at the time. I didn't say anything on it.
I want to know, was he at the presser? I feel like he would have been at the presser, but then again, maybe he couldn't have gotten to the presser. Maybe he's dealing with Rudy and the family friend or whatever the situation is. But I don't know, man. It's just a lot. But I do feel like it was a money grab. She had too many profiles, these damn GoFundMe pages. Now we're hearing about life insurances, the possibility of him getting SSI. It's nutty. It's nutty. It's nutty all the way around. But I'll be watching.
Okay.
I get off in about 30 minutes, so let me
All right,
go get
thanks.
this money, and
Appreciate
I'll
you calling.
continue
Yeah,
watching.
thank you.
But hi, chat.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, Mo.
Amazing. Okay, let me get the next call. They've been holding for a little bit. I don't see anything on Quanell yet. Even the Facebook group is asking about it, and I'm wondering too. 303, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel, it's Marie
We're
in
talking
Denver.
on Twitter, right? I think. Yes. How you doing? Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just calling because I want to hear Amazing, and I also want you to laugh because this is all just whack, and I'm not going to give an opinion because I don't have one other than it's all
Be surprised today with Quanell?
nuts.
I mean, with the police,
Dude,
he's got to say
something. I mean, you can't. I'm like, who's lying here? Because somebody told a no-no. Can the cops do that? Can they lie like that? I mean, they lie to you in interviews.
And this guy mentioned about the whole transparency thing too, that like the investigation comes over transparency. Like that's what he said. That's where transparency stops. But I feel like, to me, it's like the way they said it. It's like there were no claims of abuse. I forgot I'm trying to remember the word he used. Probable cause. There was like no probable cause for abuse when they spoke with Rudy. So they could have said there was some claims or something.
Yesterday when I heard that,
they're saying like there's nothing there.
Yeah, nothing. So remember yesterday when we heard it, and I sent you a message, and I was like, "Holy shit! Please say this isn't true."
Yes.
Today when they said that, because I was waiting to hear, like, is she going to get charged or whatever, I was laughing so hard. I was like, holy shit, who's lying?
Yeah. And I wonder where this woman is right now. And is she still working? Can she even work? Like her employer's got to be aware of this shit.
Yeah.
Is she even working?
Because didn't she say
that's what I heard.
had to work today?
Last night, it wasn't it, right? I think does she work graveyard? I thought she works graveyard or something.
It's weird because why is she at work today and why does she need a babysitter for Rudy? He's 25 years old.
Keep an eye on him.
It's just too weird. I don't know. I just wanted to say hi in person. Hi in person, Mel.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your support. And thank you for the DMs too. Amazing. Bye. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mandy, thank you for gifting the membership. We're going to listen to the Quanell thing here in a second too. Let me get this caller here. 630. Hello. Yes. Hi. How you doing?
Hey, are you there? Hey, I'm good, Mel. This is Brandy calling
Chicago.
from
Amazing.
Chicago, and I've been in the chat watching all of the amazing chatters and mods talking about this case, and been watching it on some other channels as well. There are a couple things I just wanted to talk about really quickly, and I've been making notes as some of the other callers have been talking. And to go back to the first caller speaking about Rudy having autism and that being the causation for some of the bathing allegations that Quanell X had spoken about. I think it's really important to go back and listen to what he said. And it wasn't so much that she was bathing him. She was being more of a voyeur.
And then also,
and
go ahead,
forcing him to bathe her.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, wherein as if he were mentally disabled, as the caller had indicated, he might need some assistance in bathing. You know, we see it happen all the time in care facilities for our aging, portion of society where sexual assault happens on a more prevalent basis than we would like to admit, because these adults do need the extra assistance. It's something that needs to be looked into further, and I think Rudy really needs to be put in contact with, as part of the investigation, trained psychologists that can work with people that have what I would guess, based on my bachelor's and master's in counseling psychology, would be an existence or a case of Stockholm syndrome. I don't know how much time the investigators got to speak with him outside of his mom's presence, but I do believe after 8 years of pretty solitary reliance on his mom, if the allegations of any type of assault or drugging are accurate, that he would have a case or symptoms of Stockholm syndrome, and pretty sincere devotion to protecting his mom, especially having lost his father and his brother.
And uncle, too, they're saying.
To dovetail off of...
And uncle, supposedly, allegedly, they're saying, too.
Absolutely. And I think, the relatives pointed out the mom's potential connections to HPD being a potential factor in the investigation, and how a blind eye may have been turned to some of the prior red flags in the missing status over the last 8 years. I don't know how much, if any, of that could have come into play, but I think that would be or could play out as an interesting part of the investigation. I think it's also important to look back at how she treated the mother and how the family had to intervene through the courts in order to even get the mom properly diagnosed with, I believe they said dementia, and get her properly treated to prevent the bed sores and whatnot that were occurring in her care. And another thing that I found really, really interesting that the family talked about today was that allegedly the stepfather of the, I guess, aunts, which would possibly include Janie had sexually abused them. So this could be a continuation of that cycle. And the mom may be filling in a role for all of the men who have left her via divorce or via self-inflicted early passing. She may have been filling in that role with some of these fake profiles to, bolster her social circle, even though she was talking to herself, and using Rudy to fill in for that missing male counterpart and or attention that was left when all of the men in her life chose one way or another to leave her presence.
That's a really good theory. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, maybe filling in the role for the other men, and I wonder. Who knows if maybe the mother was abused or something too. I don't know, potentially, because the sister said she was abused. I guess so. I wonder if she was also.
Right. Yeah, I think the mom needs to go through some serious mental evaluation in a part of a sentencing process if these allegations are accurate. There are two diagnoses, the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex, where a child develops a sexual infatuation with the parent of the opposite sex as a child. And what she has done to Rudy could be manifestation of that unfulfilled portion of her childhood as well. So I think there's so much left to find out, but at bare minimum, I can't believe HPD gave her the opportunity to get out of their sight when they had at least the small Class C misdemeanor charges that they could have held her on while they kind of built out or investigated some of these other charges.
Right.
So, for what it's worth, that's my 2 cents. And by the way,
I know.
go to the doctor. You have gotten better, and we need a healthy Mel, especially even though it's a couple months off. Crime.
I know. Yeah,
up.
I do.
And the last thing you need is to be getting more sick instead of getting better. You need the full chested amazing, not
I know, it's kind of
cough
bothering me a
filled
little bit.
amazing.
Cough right now.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all. I hope everybody in the chat has a great day. Everybody, keep your eyes open. Hopefully,
So let me tell you,
comes out with some
Sarah,
response.
amazing Sarah. Thank you so much for DMing me. So she showed me somebody's tweet. They're saying rumor is QX is having a conference at 2 p.m. Haven't been able to confirm for sure or find out where it will be broadcasted though. That's less than an hour.
That could be very revealing. I don't see, as controversial as he may be, and I don't have a lot of experience with him or a lot of history knowledge-wise about him. It's hard to imagine a grown man being that moved to tears in the public eye if what he was saying didn't have some ring of truth.
Who are you in the chat? People want to know who are you in the chat?
So, me?
Oh, yes.
I'm
okay,
Notre
I've seen
Dame
you.
97.
Okay, amazing. Yes.
Yeah, you know who I am. You gifted me a membership a long time ago, and then I've been a member ever since. So you're all welcome. It's a great chat, a great channel. Your mods are amazing, and I'm happy to be a part of the Wicked fam.
Okay.
Yeah. All righty. Well, you go to the doctor once this slows down this afternoon, and
right,
I'll see you back in the chat.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I think my mother said she could watch Maddie tomorrow if I want to go to the doctor. I might drop her off there. So I don't know. I get this rumor could be true. I think we should rewatch the Quanell thing. I want to kind of listen again. And there's this supposedly a press conference at 2, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. If that happens, the lines are clear right now, so we'll watch the. He's gonna do this. I don't know if it's true. I want to see if he's gonna snap. Let's listen to this part real quick, and then I'll start it over. This is where he snaps.
But he was telling you that there was some sort of sexual action that was happening between him and his
Shit.
If your mother tongue kissing you in the bed with her naked, what the hell is that? I mean, damn, dude, do you have to go that far? That's what happened.
No, I didn't go over
This
the whole
is
thing.
sick.
We could do that.
Juanel, do you
This
think,
ain't normal. This is sick.
Juanel, if these allegations are true, and I understand the position you're in, if they are true, how long before you think there's an arrest?
Based on what happened, she would force him to sleep in the bed with her. And he was forced to sleep at times in the beds with no clothes on.
Was anything
And
physically done?
yes, but I don't want to talk about the kissing and all of that stuff. And
But he was telling you that there was some sort of sexual action that was happening between
let
him
me
and
ask
his.
you a question. If your mother tongue kissing you in the bed with her naked, what the hell is that? I mean, damn, dude, do you have to go that far? That's what happened. This is sick.
Juanel, do you
This
think,
ain't normal. This is sick.
Juanel, if these allegations are true, and I understand the position you're in, if they are true,
All right,
how
we
long
started.
before you think there's an arrest?
Possibly could.
We could go over the court
It's been
papers.
about an hour.
I guess we're gonna have time to kill
20
now.
minutes, one-on-one with Rudy and with one of the detectives. I heard horrific things from that young man. And I did not want him to see me start shedding tears, but I couldn't hold back the tears because of the things he was saying to us, the detective and myself. No child should ever be treated like that by your own mother. This young man said that when he initially ran away, he came back 2 days later, and she told him that he had to hide, that he was going to get in trouble, and they were going to arrest him for running away, and that he had to continue hiding. And so she hid him out for a while, then brought him back to the house and hid him in the home. And initially, whenever the investigators would come, she would hide him in the house. And he kept saying, I don't want her to go to prison. I don't want her to get in trouble. I don't want her to go to jail. And so we asked him, why did you run away? And he said he just got tired of her not respecting his boundaries. And she said that he wanted his own life. And his exact word was, I was tired of living like a slave. She would take him to work with her, and he would do the required work she was supposed to do. And a lot of the responsibilities of her job was on him. And he went on to say that what troubled him the most was her crossing his personal space boundaries. He said that she would make him sleep in the bed with her. And he said that she made him play daddy. He said that he didn't like getting in the bed with her. That he would try to sneak out of the bed and sometime hide under the bed, but she told him he had to be her husband.
I mean, he's teary-eyed. I don't know. Like, what do you really make that up?
A little boy said she was the one providing drugs to him for years hallucination drugs.
That's the other thing I was going to talk
etc.
about. That's a weird thing to give somebody to control them. Shrooms? I mean, I could see how maybe that could, I don't know, I guess to create confusion or whatever, but shrooms is like kind of nasty too. I guess forcing them to eat these nasty shrooms, but you can mix it. I've seen some people make like these little, I had a friend that would roll it up in like a chocolate thing and freeze it or something, but I don't know. Shrooms? That's what I would have asked too. Like, what else? Just shrooms, or what other kind of drugs?
And that the reason why he was left, he was just tired of her crossing his boundaries. When he would shower, she would come and pull the shower curtain back and stare at him, and then she would make him bathe her.
Yeah, he's crying.
With
I
the
don't know,
soap.
man. Like I said, controversial guy and stuff, but to make that up and then start crying when he forced himself to cry, I don't know, man. And then the cops,
And he ran away this time because he was tired.
Well, now, you've been doing this for many years. How emotional has today been with this case?
It's a goddamn shame. I ain't never in my life heard of a mother doing to a child what this woman
Deland
did.
says that Grizzy herself said she spoke with Rudy and his speech was very limited. So how do you say all this to Q? And I was wondering a little bit about the verbiage, like the whole thing of like my boundaries, my personal boundaries and stuff.
Were you at all there when the mother was questioned?
Yes.
And what was her reaction when
Yes.
you talked to her?
And I knew something was wrong with the story. When she was questioned, when they found him, he had her credit card in his pocket. She just canceled that credit card 2.5 years ago. So if he's been missing for 8 years, how the hell he get your credit card in his pocket when they found him from 2.5 years ago? And he said to us that she gave him that credit card so he could go and buy her certain things.
But with the other allegations, what was her response to those allegations?
She hadn't even heard them because we had to remove her from the room.
But so she hasn't been questioned about that?
Can you describe her demeanor and his demeanor during questioning?
When she was in the room, he wouldn't say nothing. He wouldn't say one word when she was in the room. But the minute she left the room and we were allowed to talk to a young man, and he asked, he said, "Can I speak with Mr. X by myself? Can I talk to Quanell by myself?" And the detective was like, "Well, can one of us stay in the room?" And he was like, "Okay, but I'll talk to him." When she left, when he first came here, he was holding on to her. He wouldn't talk to them. He wouldn't say one word to anybody. Like he was petrified. But the minute he got alone by himself, he slowly calmed down. And he slowly began to talk very coherently and specific details.
This is a man in his mid-20s. People might wonder, why not run away from this situation? Why not get yourself out of it? Did he give you any explanation about that?
I honestly believe, based on what he said to us, she was drugging the hell out this kid. And she convinced him that he was in trouble for initially running away and that law enforcement wanted to arrest him and put him in jail for running away. She had convinced him that all type of agencies were looking for him to put him in jail.
He was in plain sight, according to you, in that he would take her to work.
No, he would go to work with her.
Right. He would
stay at the job with her.
She would take him to work. Where did she work, and where was he doing this work?
It was some kind of security job or something like that. Where they were at, I don't know, but it was a security type job, a nighttime security watch type job.
How did he end up in the church?
We still can't. he admitted that he had took mushrooms, okay? And 2 weeks before this, or a week, not even official, whole 2 weeks, her car was stolen, okay? When her car was stolen, she didn't know how the car was stolen, but the keys were in the car. And he stole the car. That's when he got into the accident in the car. And it was him. He stole. She didn't know how to this, or a week, 2 weeks before this, or a week, not even official, whole 2 weeks, her car was stolen, okay? When her car was stolen, she didn't know how the car was stolen, but the keys were in the car. And he stole the car. That's when he got into the accident in the car. And it was him that got into the accident in that car.
What was the story? I mean, this is 8 years he was reported missing. What's the story that he's been? I spoke to neighbors who said he went by dope, but he never kind of told anyone what happened. What was his story? Because
she had convinced him that he was in so much trouble for initially running away, and she gave this boy serious drugs to the point to where this boy needs extensive professional help.
How did he stay missing for so long? I mean, 8 years.
He was allowed to visit with some of the neighbors under an assumed name. She believed that after so many years, people had forgotten about the case, and that under an assumed name, and convinced him to use that name, nobody would put two and two together.
But he never told any of the people that he was with what was happening?
Never told anybody what was going on. And let me say this. That young man's body have scars all over it. Slice wounds from here up, from his forearm to his wrist. All type of scars on this kid. And he said that she often locked him in the room. That she would give him
I just
drugs
wonder
and
what
lock
kind
him
of
in the room.
drugs. I mean, I heard the shrooms, but I would just think it would take more than shrooms too. How many? I mean, I'm not sure. You didn't ask, but how much shrooms? She keeps grams of shrooms in the house. I mean, that's a long period of time to keep him on shrooms. Years and years and years. That's a whole gang load of shrooms. You know, at least I would say at least 2 grams to at least, especially 200 pounds, at least to at least get something. Who's she buying this stuff from? Just shrooms, or what other? He's saying a whole lot of other drugs, but what drugs?
And there's a whole lot of mental health issues there, I believe, induced because of the drugs that this young man was getting.
At any point during this process today, did you see the mother detained by HPD?
They took her to another room and kept her there for a minute after he had confided with us what was said. I know they were on the phone with the DA's office and their superiors about this case, but I want everybody to know something. This young boy was not kidnapped by some strangers and he got away and they found him. That's not the case here.
You know, this happened on Thursday, and we're nearly a week later, and investigators waited almost a week to speak to him. Hearing the story that you heard, is it a concern that they waited this long to hear from him, given the story that you were told? It seems like he's had 8 years of dealing with this, and now another week.
I was shocked that they have not done more. I was shocked that they had not executed a search warrant on the home. I was shocked by that. And I said, don't you all think you need to get busy and execute a search warrant on that home? And the young man made it crystal clear to us that that's where he was, in the house. But he was living under this fake assumed name.
You think police failed in this situation?
Oh, big time. No doubt about it. Absolutely they did. Because there were several instances where calls were made about him to law enforcement, and they did not properly follow up and follow through based on the history of that address, because she hadn't changed addresses.
Some residents were saying this morning that
Follow and they did not enforcement, and to law enforcement where calls were made about him to law enforcement, and they did not properly follow up and follow through based on the history of that address, because she hadn't changed addresses.
And some residents were saying this morning that she.
So, I mean, maybe that's what he's talking about. What they were saying today, like, oh yeah, we've been there before, but she gave fake whatever. I almost feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they actually encountered this guy, and she's like, no, that's not him, that's somebody else. And they're like, okay, all right, fine, and they left.
Was trying to leave. Do we know something about that?
She was trying to do what?
She was trying to leave the house. She was trying to leave the house.
She did leave the house.
So she was trying to escape.
She left. She did leave the house, and she was trying to get away from the house. Yes.
Why was she at this hotel?
She said she felt that she was not safe going home because she had been receiving threats.
What now? Is the police investigation over? Where are they?
I can't say at what state their investigation is, but what I can say, it ain't no way in hell that woman shouldn't be locked up immediately, and that boy needs to go to the best drug rehab and best psychological mental health facility that we can find for him. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. That kid was just severely abused.
And what was the mother's reaction when you brought these stories to her?
I couldn't go back in the presence at that point. The police felt it was just best that she and I not speak again.
Does she?
Because I was bitter.
Is she aware of these that the son told you?
Yes, she's aware. And then she goes back in there and tries to tell him, and she don't even know that was recorded. Tell him that you made it all up. That was just a lie.
You said she would ask him to play daddy. Can you just
expound on that?
She was sexually abused.
She would ask him to play daddy. She told him that he had to be the husband. She would force him to sleep in the bed with her. And he was forced to sleep at times in the beds with no clothes on.
Was anything physically done?
Yes, but I don't want to talk about the kissing and all of that stuff.
But he was telling you that there was some sort of sexual action that was happening between him and
his... Let me ask you a question. If your mother tongue kissing you in the bed with her naked, what the hell is that? I mean, damn, do we have to go that far? That's what happened. This is sick.
Quanell,
this ain't normal. This is sick.
Quanell, if these allegations are true, and I understand the position you're in, if they are true, how long before you think there's an arrest?
Based on what that young man said to me in front of the detective, I don't see why she's not in handcuffs right now. I don't see why she's not in handcuffs right now.
All right, so let's talk about. I guess we'll try to stretch this out to another 30 minutes if we can to see if Quanell does a presser or not. It's just annoying. Falling. I'll tighten this up. Oh, okay. I think I got it. So, okay, Flossie sent me this article, which I guess makes sense. I guess shrooms can. This is from NCBI, the National Library of Health and Medicine. And I guess it makes sense. It does make sense because the government back in the day too, they used to do experiments with LSD, and wouldn't they like make people sit in a room or something, force them to watch some sort of certain programming while on LSD? Government LSD experiments. Once Project MKUltra got underway in April 1953, experiment included administering LSD to mental patients, prisoners, drug addicts, and prostitutes. Damn. People who could not fight back. They even have some videos on YouTube. LSD government. There's some one guy who used to watch government experiment. Maybe that was part of her thing to make him more suggestible. Compensation for CIA-funded brainwashing experiments paid out.
As the Korean War ended, the CIA saw a troubling pattern, returning prisoners of war critical of the American way of life.
Now you just sit there quietly and cooperate.
Movies like The Manchurian Candidate stoked fears of a new communist weapon, brainwashing. The CIA wanted to understand more about brainwashing. It had money and it was ready to fund experiments. And that's what led it here to the Allen Memorial Institute, then one of the most prestigious psychiatric hospitals in Canada, and its director, Dr. Ewan Cameron.
I'm not showing it because I don't know about this channel.
And ours are the occasion.
And we have pictures of her skiing, horseback riding, always a smile, happy, a person that I didn't know. I never saw my mother this way.
60 years after her mother's treatment, Allison Steele finally has her medical records.
This is where I got to know my mother. What happened to her, the horror that she went through. Pacing the hall this morning, saying, I'm just a prisoner. I feel like Jesus on the cross, can feel the nails in my hands and feet. It's just like being buried alive. Somebody, please do something.
Jean Steele was kept in a drug-induced coma for weeks, her brain repeatedly shocked. Dr. Cameron broke her down, but wasn't able to put her back together.
So I just learned over time to not
I wonder
talk to
if
her.
this mother gave LSD. To me, just my personal opinion, because it's different for everybody. And if you're a member, you should check out my LSD story, because that was crazy. LSD to me is, one, it's synthetic and it's it's manufactured and stuff. I think it's way stronger, crazier. At least shrooms is like natural and shit from the earth. Not saying that the earth can't kill you, because there's plenty of shit on the earth that could kill you. But to me, I think I had 2 grams, which is not a lot. That's like starter dose of shrooms. And so shrooms was interesting. It was it wasn't the best experience, but it was better than the LSD experience that I had. So let's start out with this article here. It says psychedelics as tools for belief transmission, set setting, and suggestibility and persuasion, and the ritual use of hallucinogens, which back in the day too, that was a thing with ecstasy or tripping. Set, and setting. Really important to have a good trip, but they're talking about here setting, and suggestibility, persuasion, and ritual use of hallucinogens. And it says here, the use of psychedelics in the collective rituals of numerous indigenous groups suggests that these substances are powerful catalysts of social affiliation, enculturation, and belief transmission. This feature has recently been highlighted as part of the renewed interest in psychedelics in Euro-American societies, and seen as previously underestimated vector of their therapeutic properties. The property of psychedelics to increase feelings of collective belonging and transmission of specific cultural values or beliefs raise, however, complex ethical questions in the context of the globalization of these substances. In the past decades, this property has been perceived as problematic, and anti-cult movements and public authorities of European countries claiming that these substances could be used for mental manipulation. Which, wasn't that who am I thinking of? That guy, the cult guy. Wasn't it all his people on shrooms and X or LSD and X and all that shit? Who's that famous guy that I can't think of the shit? Manson? Was it Manson and all? They were all on all kinds of drugs and shit, or infamous, I should say. You could really say famous too. Really, I mean, they say infamous, but really, they got notoriety. I mean, I guess whatever. Despite the fact that this notion has been widely criticized by the scientific community, alternative perspectives on how psychedelic experience supports an enculturation and social affiliation have been little explored beyond the political issues that underlie it. That the reemergence of the concept of psychedelic brainwashing can then be read as the consequence of the fact that the dynamic through which psychedelic experience supports persuasion is still poorly understood beyond the unscientific and politically controversial notion of brainwashing. How to think the role of psychedelics in the dynamics of transmission of belief and its ethical stakes. Ayahuasca. I used to want to try ayahuasca. Heaven's Gates. Bro, you remember that? That guy looks crazy as shit. Heaven's Gate. Let me show you that picture. Heaven's Gate. They still have a website too. I think, are they still active? Heaven's Gate. I think Uzi Vert or somebody used the picture as their cover album cover. Yes. You know he got to be on some shit. You're a homeboy on some shit. Yes, the Heaven's Gate. Oh. Didn't they they unalived themselves, didn't they? Think they were going to go up to they believe in aliens or something like that. And once they die, they go up to outer space and the aliens come and take them. So they off themselves. Oh, just join us. Yes. Oh. I think that's what a lot of these cult people are. Oh, look, Manson pops up too. A lot of these people that were on psychedelics and shit. And they're like, oh my God, I'm experiencing something I've never experienced before. This is God. The true meaning of God and universe and feeling like one. I've never felt this before. Dung-loving mushrooms grown on poop. Yes, I think it is grown with poop, isn't it? As fertilizer. Heaven's Gate. You're right. The use of psychedelics to build or reinforce social connectedness and cohesion has long been observed by anthropologists. Among indigenous people of the Western Amazon, ayahuasca is, for instance, mobilized during shamanic initiation or rites of passage to enable participants to have culturally prescribed experiences, such as encounters with culturally postulated supernatural beings. Talk to God. DMT is another one that they people constantly say. I've never tried that, but they say they usually encounter other beings or aliens. I used to want to try ayahuasca. I used to want to try DMT, but I'm older now, man. I've gone through like too much shit. I feel like when you're younger, it's easier to go through that shit. And you're kind of more careless. But now, for me personally, I don't think I want to do some shit where everything around me disappears. My perception of reality and just everything in front of me and around me is completely gone. And the time doesn't exist in that realm either. It can be really scary. I mean, I don't know. Some people are like, oh my God, my life has changed. I found a profound meaning to life. And maybe that could be true for some people, but that shit could be fucking traumatic too. But in the context of with this guy, Rudy, maybe she was drugging him up to, I mean, that's the allegation, right? To make it, who knows if maybe she was putting it in his food too. To making him feel connected, making him feel at one with his mother, isolated, brainwashed, allegedly. But 8 years of shrooms, though, that's a lot of shrooms. If that was the case, 8 years of drugs back to back. I mean, I guess people do it all the time. The poop isn't fertilizer. It's literally where shrooms grow under patties of cow poop. But I thought they used that as fertilizer. Cow poop fertilizer. Let me see. It's a thing. Black cow. But cow manure. Cow manure is great all-purpose fertilizer. It's low in nitrogen, so it won't burn your tender plants. It has a good balance of nutrients. What's more, since a cow's four stomachs digest its food so thoroughly, very few weed seeds make it through. Mushrooms. Let's see. Is cow manure good for mushrooms? Manure from cows fed with dry feed mixed with horse manure is excellent. Damn, horse manure too? It's excellent for mushroom beds. So let's see. The properties of so-called hallucinogenic or psychedelic substances indeed make them strong supports of social affiliation, as they are deeply influenced by cultural background and social interaction. Psychedelic experiences are powerful vectors of cultural transmission and consolidation of social groups. They use them in the rites of passage, and it just goes on and on and on. The psychedelic experience is then often experienced by the participants as the concrete and tangible verification of elements of the local cosmological, ethological, and therapeutic knowledge. This knowledge is indeed embodied in the encounters with cultural postulated supernatural entities occurring in a privileged way through voices and visions, analyzing the social learning that underlies the emergence of these culturally prescribed experiences. I have called socialization of hallucinations, the dynamic through which verbal exchanges and social interactions shape the psychedelic experience by directing attention, expectation, and perception. Whoa, that's a lot of shit. We ain't going through all that. But yeah, anyway, I guess you get the point. All right, let me see if there's anything else. Anything else with the Quanell? Anything come up yet? Quanell. I mean, if anything, we could just come back. Oh. They said 2. So, well, I mean, we're 15 minutes away, really. I mean, we could just hang out, I guess. Right? What's the point? I wonder if I should make a new stream, though. We'll start a fresh one with Quanell instead of having this, 5-hour stream. Quanell. And then maybe I can restart the computer and see if that fixes the audio issue. Quanell X. I need one of him, screaming. I wonder if he's going to snap. These motherfuckers, what? They lied on me. You think I made up tongue kissing? You think I made this shit up? I feel like Quanell and the cops have some sort of working relationship type of thing. I don't know working, but some sort of I G-Wagon, 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 G-Wagon. That boy driving a G-Wagon. There's a song by G-Wagon, G-Wagon. All right. So maybe I'll start working on a thumbnail and make a new stream. If he even comes on, I don't know. I told y'all motherfuckers, y'all ain't listen to me. Now I'm gonna have to show you. G-Wagon, 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 G-Wagon. Quanell X snapping. I've had enough of this shit. Quanell X responds to the Titan submersible. Resent you the link. I'm interested earlier the first time. Okay. Question: HPD dropped the ball. I don't know. Did they drop it? Oh, maybe. I don't know. It seems like maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yelling so much. Why? Make this thumbnail. The interview. We just watched it.
No van a poder aclarar nada si no lo llevan con un médico. ¿Qué piensas de hoy de la conferencia?
Let me speak. I'm going to say this in English. Chief of Police could have brought out Quanell X's statement because my nephew Rudy Farias, who so-called quote unquote was missing since 8 years ago, 2015, and those fake hospital pictures were fake from 2012. Quanell's statement should have been brought up because Quanell is here to help. It's very rare that he would come out and speak up on behalf. And my nephew Rudy would have never talked if Janie was around, okay? Janie is a hypothetical liar, manipulative. She knows a lot of people in the HPD, so I'm gonna have to say, I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna have to say she knows a lot of people in HPD, and that's why her freaking ass has been covered up.
How are you feeling about que no hay cargos en contra?
No hay cargos. And that's the first day. How is a mom going to do something to her child knowing that that is very wrong and that's crucial, okay? It runs in the family, in her family, and I'm very pissed off, and I don't want to bring my past up because of Santana's stepfather, and I'm sorry to say that. I grew a hard life, but because of her father that sexually abused me. So it runs in her freaking family.
Are you saying that someone should be charged in this case?
Yes, there should be charges.
Es lo que dijo ahorita hoy en el press conference que no hay charges. Estamos bien enojados. ¿Cómo no van a hacer nada? Ellos están diciendo que no van a hacer nada porque no hay pruebas. ¿Cómo chingados no van a ver si hay pruebas o no? Si no llevan a Rudy para que lo chequeen.
Yesterday, when we were at the hotel, they had her, from what I believe, I didn't get there on time because I was doing other stuff. They had her in handcuffs. Why in the freaking world did they let her go while she was in handcuffs? Because they made one phone call to a district attorney, whoever he was, and said, "What? Let her go. There's nothing to follow any evidence."
Do you believe that she should be charged with something?
Yes.
What she's done to Rudy, but falsifying that he had been kidnapped, taken to Mexico, that he had been spotted in other states. She had people all over the United States looking for him.
Investigators doing this damn GoFunding me account, fraudulently taking money when the son was there. And I don't mean to bring this up. God rest our mom in peace. But when my mom was under our home health where I work at, I would go visit her because she would never answer her freaking phone. I would go knock at her door. It would take Janie 20 minutes exactly, because I would time it to answer the freaking door. During the time, and my heart tells me something is going on, I would finally see my mom all dirty, malnourished, really filthy, and going in her bedroom, so filthy that it was a shame.
Colleen, can I just ask you, investigators said over and over again that they had made contact with both Rudy and his mother over the past 8 years. They gave fake names on multiple occasions, both of them. Your reaction to hearing that?
If that was fake names giving because Rudy was coerced by his mom to lie, and she manipulated Rudy to say what it was. Once again, I'll bring the subject up. Had Quanell X not been there yesterday at the hotel and took Rudy aside to talk to him, Rudy then felt the comfortness to talk to Quanell X and bring every freaking thing that she did to our nephew. How in the hell is a mom going to do that to her own kids? Even my own mom, when she was alive, God rest her in peace, that we had to bury her because she couldn't take this shit anymore from Janie. You know, it's horrible. My mom would tell me in person, Rudy is here, Rudy is here. I would go and try to open the doors, and she would say, what are you doing there? I says, I'm just seeing if I left something behind or whatever. My mom never lied. She always said my mom had dementia. Yes, my mom finally got her Alzheimer's at 80-something years old, when my sister Sylvia finally took controlship of her. You know, this is hard, but we promised her mom we would make justice, that this would come to light.
Pauline, you believe that Rudy was a victim?
That's not cool. People are like, oh, you see his shirt's white. If that was my mother, and I got there and I would have yanked my mother out of that shit. I guess the mother was with Janie. I would have grabbed that shit. Hell no, fuck that. I guess they didn't have a choice or something. You come in with me. Fuck that.
You're saying
yes, totally victimized.
Yes. Can I say something in regards to the chief of police saying that numerous occasions Rudy and his mom were stopped by the police and they gave fake names? Aren't the police asking for ID, driver's license, something when a person gets pulled over? Aren't they supposed to have something, show something, proof of your name?
So why do you think that
were they not asking this to know that these people are giving fake names, or were fake IDs or driver license presented?
So why do you think that they were so reluctant to talk about what was discussed, what Quanell told us?
I think the police are hiding something. They know that
Janie comes from a background of HPD.
They know there is proof, and yes, Janie has a lot of contacts with the HPD department, and people up there, higher level people, are hiding the fact that Janie has done things. Her ex-husband, Rudy's father, who also committed suicide because of his things that he was doing within the police department. So I know there
having a press conference. So there was a rumor that he was. Still don't see anything yet. I'm hanging out until now, till 2 p.m. Central Time, but 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm gonna wait for a couple minutes after to see. I schedule a new stream, so if he does do it, we'll jump on the new stream and do it. Rose said, are they really going to call the community activist Quanell X a liar? Chief Finner stated that one of his detectives was in the room. That's what I'm saying. There was a detective in there for the interview and heard nothing to indicate sexual abuse of any kind. Way too much conflicting information. Yeah. What's up, Chief? All right, let's see. Quanell, where you at? Come on, Quanell. 8 minutes ago. Oh, no. 8 minutes ago, his main page shared Grizzly's thing, the video that we're watching. But he still had to make a comment. I wonder if he's going to go live from his page. Right now is the time to revive your page, Quanell. If you're going to do the presser, I guess do it on your page. Unless you're going to hit up the news. But he shared Grizzly's thing. The aunt speaks on a disturbing case of their nephew Rudy Farias, citing, had it not been for Quanell X's help. Ooh, Quanell X. Watch for yourself. Quanell Farrakhan, Quanell X. Oh, Jesus. All right. So he posted that. He hasn't said anything since June. Besides that, he's reposting. I wonder if maybe he's going to do the interview through Grizzy. He's watching Grizzy. I don't think this guy likes me because I've gone hard on him before in the past, or I don't know if I really went hard on him or not, but I've questioned his shit in the past. So he probably might not like me. I tried contacting him one time a long time ago. Never replied. I don't think he likes me. I'm from Florida, and I questioned the shit, but Black Panther shit's not my thing, you know. But I think he used to be Black Panther leader or some shit. I think they kicked him out. Banned, excommunicated. We're all excommunicated from something. Quanell X. Brother Quanell X. Does he post on his Insta? Did you post on Insta? Did you post? Nothing really. Okay. All right, so we'll keep refreshing. I'll keep checking it out to see. Oh, shit, they're here.
Lots of officers, lots of DAs, judges that do their job. They do what they promise and swear to do. And there are the corrupt ones. And these people are hiding and lying for her. And right now she's getting away.
I asked the chief upstairs if HPD ever went to the house, specifically to his house in the last 8 years. And they cut it off. The gentleman...
Because they didn't go. They've been there one time when she used to live on Lee Road in Humble. They went one time when we reported that Rudy was at that location.
So the HPD did make contact.
Just one time.
At the home.
At the home. On Lee Road, not on the Valley Lake. And then one time HPD...
And Rudy was there.
HPD's, I can't remember his name, but he called me at my office on my cell phone to tell me if I took a picture of Rudy in that house. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen Rudy since he has been missing. And as of to this day today, I have not seen my nephew.
Do you guys have a message?
He sent me a picture. He says, well, can I send you a picture? I said, send me the picture. I want to see the picture. So he sent me the picture, and I have that picture here.
Can we see it?
Absolutely.
Do you guys have a message for Rudy if he's watching this right now?
Yes, Rudy, if you're watching this,
right, Rudy, if you're watching this, mijito, we love you. Your aunts, your cousins, we stand behind you, and we are right here with you. We love you.
Who do you hold at fault for this? Because obviously you guys have anger and frustration. Do you view it as HPD not doing it? Or do you view it also the DAs?
Failed us.
I'm sorry, what?
HPD failed us.
The DA
That's what they did.
Yesterday. They had her. She was in handcuffs and she was released because they said they had no proven evidence, no factual evidence.
And I called
you cannot have factual evidence if you do not take him to get checked.
And that picture's what?
This is the picture that some HPD officers sent me because I requested the picture.
What is this picture? What is this? What's
Rudy in the kitchen of his mother's house in 2018.
I'm sorry, what?
Rudy, that's a picture of Rudy in his mother's house in 2018. That's when Janie was married to Robert Ortega.
Robert Ortega.
Yes.
That's a picture of Rudy in 2018.
Relation to, just make sure you give us your name.
My next question is, Rudy, I do want to say Rudy because I'm hoping that he's not getting manipulated and keeping away from watching TV. That so-called friend of Janie Santana, where he's at, Nikki Garza, Remember, you will be an accomplice. I've got pictures of cars. I got license plates. I will turn those in, which I've already posted them on Facebook. And I really hope that I do. What I would like for HPD to see is make a report, be on the lookout for those cars, and just run a report. But she's always changing cars. I physically went after the airport, what was that hotel, Holiday Inn? I physically went to her house yesterday to snoop around. There were reporters there. I didn't do nothing illegal. She has been living there. I did find, and Rudy, this is what I want you to find out, because I know that you've always carried it very dearly with you. And I did find it because I know you've had it for many, many, many years. That more than likely Grandma gave it to you. If you can get away, if they're not forcing you to stay where you're at, and if you can get away, you know where to find us. You can call your Aunt Sylvia, which is your godmother. You can call Abel, my son, which is your cousin, is here.
Are those his rosary beads?
This is his rosary that he would always carry around his neck.
Nothing you want to know yet.
Always.
And where did you find that?
I found it right in the front, as probably his mom was rushing him to hurry up and get away from the neighborhood. So right now, Janie Santana has gone back. I have people within the areas on the lookout. They did call me at 12:30, 4:36 in the morning that she was in the neighborhood.
She wasn't in the neighborhood. She went home to load her car up with clothes and stuff to take, and we loaded. She's got 2 guns with her. She's got a car full, and she's gone and tried to convince or bribe Rudy into changing his story. She offered him thousands of dollars. She's offering the neighbors money to keep them out quiet and say that they're all lying about it.
Neighbors did come to me yesterday telling me that she did offer each neighbor 150, 250.
I don't know. Doesn't look like he's going live. Which is weird because he shared her post. I guess what I'll do is so I set the other live stream, right? I don't know if this guy's gonna go live or what his plans are. I'm gonna move it till 5. And when you go to that live stream, just hit set reminder. Set a reminder. And so if at whatever point he comes on, I'll just jump on. You have a french fry? Maury! Yes. Maybe that is his statement. Yeah, because I don't want to just keep replaying stuff. Let me see. Maybe we'll take a little break, and then if he comes on, I'll jump on. I already have the live stream set up. So that way I'll eat. I'll do a couple things I need to do. I gotta go do one errand. I'll take Maddie with me to go to the store. I just gotta do one errand, and I'll get that done so that I can just chill. And if he comes on, which my luck, I want to say this shit too. With my luck, when I get off, he goes on. He goes live. Maybe he was served a gag order. I don't know. It's thundering outside. Damn, you see, I was planning on going out. Nothing new from Grizz. Let's see him looking again. Nothing new from Grizz. Radio silence. And the interesting thing is Quano hasn't posted in a long time. Well, I don't know what's a long time, but June 25, not that long really. But his first post since then was reposting Grizzy's thing instead of responding. One else said too much. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to take a little break. We'll get off for a bit. I am going to forward you guys to the new stream. I'll put the link over here for the stream in case in the chat. I moved the time. I'll move the time, and hopefully he comes on. If not, I'll just delete the stream. I feel like he has to respond to this shit, though. He can't just let this... I don't know. All right, so I'll catch you guys in a bit. See you later. All right, bye. Hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Gypsy Lola, thank you for the super chat. Says, just watch the rig pressure. They failed him. I'm sure if this was a girl, it would be different, in my opinion. I agree. Kelsey Marie, thank you for the 15-month membership. Says, I love you all. Thank you. Mandy L, you're the best, Mel. Thank you for the super chat. Ali Lily, thank you for the super chat. Miss Puddle Dancer, nonverbal and autism means they will never be able to give direction or describe something. They can talk usually in unstructured sentences. Thanks. Scenes are unreal. Almost 2,000 watching. Get those likes up. Iself, thank you for the super chat. Says, sing a different song, Mel. Cat D, I think I might have got this one. Mel, I smell a rat. There is something very off with the whole thing. The whole press conference. The cops are acting so strange, like they're being watched. I did read that as to what to say in a bad way. All right, and I'm gonna restart the computer too. It'll give me a chance to restart the computer and maybe see if the lag thing will go away or whatever, or whatever the audio issue is. Club Soda, thank you. Harry Potter. Yo, it's thundering nasty outside. I see more of Mel than my own family. The a-holes, though. Harry Potter. I don't know why I always say it. I think because you're in the UK and then Harry Potter, so I'm just saying Harry Potter. All right, so yeah, I'm going to get off for a little bit, though, but we'll be back, hopefully. All right, bye. Love you.